Yeah, welcome to the Noisecast. Take a seat and just listen up, you dumbass. We're gonna talk about stuff and shit, and when we're all done, maybe you can suck our lollipops. Ah, cool, baby. What, you expect me to say like dick or wiener? Wiener. Sweet, dude.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Very Noise Cast. This is episode 6 of the Very Noise Cast. My name is Xcaliborg, Jordan of the Australia, and with us we have the normal list of boys. Take it away, the next person in line.
Yo, I'm going next. It's your boy Zeromaster, Noise Boy from the North, and I don't know. You go ahead, next boy.
I'm Charles, Noise Boy from the west side of California. Whoever the next boy of the noise is, go.
Hello, it is Doom TV from the Noise Boys, and I am not being ADR'd in post.
Wow, Doom, that's really interesting.
That's interesting.
I'm glad that we have the actual Corey in the house today.
Really could have used
so
all the
fucking
cheese
much.
danishes, though.
Yeah, she's Danish.
That's who did
Anyway, so on this episode, we have a guest, and his name is James, Biggest Mob James, I like to call him.
Biggest Mob
Biggest Mob James.
Why do you like to call him that,
James?
though?
The
why?
Biggest Mob James, and his username is HYPERION177. Anyway,
Why
take
is
it
he the
away,
biggest
James.
mob?
You are here. He's
Yes,
just big.
I am the biggest mob there is, and I'm never allowed to forget that, ever. It's always incessantly in my mind. They remind me. I try to forget. It's like my alcohol problem. It's always there. Okay.
Yep.
Hey.
Did your life change when Jordan made that parody?
No, it was like
because I
way
knew about
before
it
that.
beforehand.
No,
It was way before that.
it was
No idea.
The parody only made him bigger Mob James.
Is there something I missed here?
It's
Largest
a thing
Mob James.
He
From
evolved
is
to
that
largest
Howler's
Mob
Pizza?
James.
Wait, pause for like.
Okay.
Please
Hold on. So
explain.
it actually, Biggest Mob James originated from a skit from this place, this YouTube channel called Black Comedy, and they So essentially, it's just these they're gay half Aboriginal guys, right? I'm assuming that's what they are, and they're just like they're acting like what are they? They're like acting like women, like Aboriginal women. You've been hanging around Biggest Mob James, have ya? Like, that's sort of how it goes. I'll send it in the thing later. Playing Biggest Mob games on the Biggest Mob Xbox. That's basically what the whole thing is. And now I just refer to him as...
Oh my god.
You should have seen me when I saw the
James.
parody for the first time. It was just Biggest Mob James. It was just that for a minute.
That's not a bad nickname though.
No, that's a cool
Like,
No,
when
it's
you were
not.
saying the biggest mob, I was like, yo, what is he, just like a badass motherfucker, like he's a one-man mob?
Yeah, he's an odd man. He's
See,
a
I'm
one-man
not
mob.
surprised that it's a reference to something like that because Jordan, I remember that how excited you were about Paper Mario Abridged and using it.
what do you
want?
Yeah, what do you want? It's like, what, the 12th time we've referenced this on this fucking show?
I just thought it was funny because we all know how Jordan feels about the Aboriginals.
They're great.
Shout out to Diddy Kong Racing Abridged.
That's what he
Oh,
said
shit.
now.
Yeah,
They're
and then when the
fantastic.
podcast comes off, he's gonna be like, why'd you bring up those... She's Danish. You know they tried to finesse a Yu-Gi-Oh deck out of me.
That's definitely a cheese Danish.
What? No, it's not. I said finesse.
They tried to take your true Dracos, Jordan.
Yeah, it took my true Draco. Anyway, so all that weird shit aside,
That's such a
James
deep cut,
is
by the
actually
way.
quite a good friend of mine. We know each other locally. He's leaving us though very soon to Brisbane. Yeah, right.
Yeah. You know, I had to do it to him.
Yeah. But I'd like for you to say some things about yourself, James. Go ahead and tell everybody what you do and stuff.
Oh, jeez. Okay, so
Sorry to put
obviously
you on
my
the
name
spot,
is-
but
no, by all means, fuck me up. So my name is James, as you all know. It has been well established. I'm a bit younger than the rest of them here. Probably taller than most of them, Corey.
Fuck off.
Corey?
Currently
Why did you
finished
just
in law
assume it
school.
was me?
Oh, well, I just have a sense. It's okay.
I'm a
He
pretty
can
tall
sense how
boy.
low you
I'm
are.
an average boy, alright? Anyway.
It's terrible.
It's okay. We all say that behind the scenes. It's average. It's all good.
Oh.
It's what you do with the height.
He's already my favorite guest. Please continue.
James is. I sleep in a big bed with my wife. That's basically what. That's right.
And even my feet hang off the end. You know what they say about a man with big feet? Big socks.
Anyway, continue.
Yeah, so I do stupid parodies on the internet, but very intermittently because I have to stay in school and drink my milk.
Mhm.
With ice. in
With
it.
ice. With ice.
No, that's an abomination.
Thank you. No, it's not. Thank you.
Finally, dude.
It's not an
Fuck me, fuck
abomination.
you. You know this was my stance on it.
Yeah,
Don't try to
I know.
change
We already
me.
talked about this. That's true.
I have the
Yeah.
clips.
I'm
Yeah,
seeing
you
the
have
clips.
Weirdly enough, and I don't mean to cut you off, James, but weirdly enough, one of the nucleuses of this podcast was that fucking stream when we got into that argument.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. I suppose, to briefly pop in for a sec, the reason why this podcast kind of exists is because of the strange conversations like that. We were just like, why don't we just do a podcast? And then, and James was there for that. So,
He was, yeah, funnily enough.
And,
Yeah,
and
we
now,
got all
and, now,
the OGs around.
and now James is here. Anyway, continue,
Yeah.
James.
Yeah, so been doing parodies for a couple of years, technically. Accidentally met Jordan at a pizza shop. And
Yeah, we worked together.
Yeah, we
How
worked
did that
together.
go, by the way?
Actually,
went
that would
pretty,
be
went pretty
It'd be
well.
a good story.
Wait, can you
Do you want me
Yeah.
to say it? Do you want me to tell you, and then you just butt in if I'm wrong? Or would you rather tell the
either
story?
way, I remember it pretty well. It was so
Yeah,
fucking weird to me.
I sort of do too. So basically, from what happened was, I think James, were you were playing or talking about parodies, and you're saying that you really liked the something witty stuff, right?
Yeah, at work we were
At work, yes, at work, because we're co-workers. He was
Yeah.
quite young back then, 16.
because I just
15,
knew
16.
you liked anime. That's all I knew. So I was talking about Fairy
because you were
Tail.
playing the Naruto theme songs and shit. I'm like, oh fuck yeah, Naruto, right?
Yeah, and talking
Yeah.
about Fairy Tail, and then one day I was like, oh, I looked up something about Fairy Tail, and I found Pallet Town Champions Fairy Tail Abridged Disasters.
Yeah, which is like disaster, yeah, and
Yeah,
stuff.
and
Mhm.
I'm like, oh, have you checked this out? And you're going, oh, I know who that is. I'm like, bullshit. And you go,
Hmm.
no, I know who it is. And then I also showed something else. It was one of your things.
Yeah,
I think it
yeah,
was,
yeah.
One of his own
And like-
videos.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
and
it
I'm like,
was. I think it's my social choices. My social choices are ruining my love life or something.
Oh yeah, my romantic
Or something.
yeah, the romantic comedy one or
And so
whatever
what
I did.
happened,
Yeah.
like Jordan, where you're like, oh hey, that's my video.
I was like, oh, that's me, and you're like bullshit. I'm like, oh, I can prove it, and then I logged into my thing and showed him, and he's like, what the fuck?
And then I had to go on a delivery immediately after that, so I had to
In
leave the
Townsville-
store
Yeah,
thinking he's
with-
lying to me.
Yeah.
So in your brain, you're like, how
no,
did
it was
he?
me.
How did he
You
do?
weren't delivering. It was me that had to do that, and then you're
No.
like in store, like going, oh.
Oh, while he's
Well-
back there, while he's out doing a delivery, you're fucking seething. Like, how dare he front on me? I am
He's
the
just
biggest
lying to
mob.
me.
I should not be fronted on.
Yeah, but basically
So
in
bizarre.
short, yeah, like out of everywhere in the whole universe, for some reason, he picked that one video to show me, and then one of the videos, and I happened to be the person to make that video. So like, it's just very strange that happened in a town with how many people, James? Like
Oh,
5?
we're looking at about more than that. It's like something
6,
like 40,
40, yeah.
40 or 50,000.
Yeah, it's
40.
weird that you didn't
And we
know
all
about
know
this
each
sooner,
other.
James.
But yeah, no, I guess this whole story. Oh, we mustn't. Well, there you go. It's a podcast first. Here we go. Boo, 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 boo. Nice boys.
I had something similar happen to me once, actually.
Mm.
Somebody
go on.
linked NTAS 32 to me, and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember I put that up a couple months ago, and they're like, no, you didn't. I'm like, all right,
Yeah, I did. Look, Zeromaster.
all right. Who edited it? Zeromaster. Look up my Let's Play channel and just listen
Yeah.
to any video. I'm like, holy fuck, it's you. I can't remember who it was, but they didn't believe me. It was the same thing. They didn't believe me. So
Well,
I don't know.
Well, my friend Daniel, he didn't believe me when I said I helped edit one of the latest episodes, because I did, like, a few of the scenes or whatever. He's like, bullshit. I'm like, yeah, like the first Naruto bridge. He's like,
Where you're like, here, let me show you
bullshit.
the raw editing file.
yeah, I'm like, do you want me to prove that it was me? I could call Vegeta right now if you want. But yeah, no, I think those stories are really fucking interesting. James,
Can I just say real quick? Can I just say real quick? He sounds more Australian than you do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I have quite a deep accent, not gonna lie.
He's actually
Yeah.
he's closer to like the impression of your dad that you do, Jordan.
Oh, you
Yeah.
fucking bastard. Yeah, you fucking,
you know what they talk about on the side.
You fucking poofda. All right,
All
we
right,
can change
since we've
that in
got
post.
two of
but...
you in here, can you both speak like Australian slang? to each
Aussie
other?
off.
That'll
Let's
keep
see
us-
it. An Oz off.
Aussie off.
Aussie.
All right.
All right, Jordan, you first.
Well, James is really good at improv, so he'd beat me anyway.
We're putting the cheese Danishes aside for this one. They're gonna go full Aussie.
I
If
veto
it
that.
gets too bad, we'll throw a Vegemite on top of it.
There you go.
All right, I'll go
All
first
right.
then.
All right, then.
Oh, you know, it's a bit how you're going. We went down to the server and the fucking Sheila up front. You have no idea what the fuck she's talking about. I just asked for a pack of ciggies, mate. Next thing you know, she's talking about her husband's on the grog. I said, mate, just go to the fucking AA. She's like, no, that's bullshit. He needs to get a hold of it, or I'm going to go back to my mum's. I'm taking the kids with me. Like, no, you know, what are you telling me for? I'm just a customer. He's like, no, I need to get this off my chest. I said, can I just pay for me fucking fuel and go? Like, no, you're listening, or you and I are going to have a fucking blue. I'm like, all right, I stuck around. Next thing you know, she's hitting me up for my phone number. I'm like, mate, I'm married. You need to fuck off. I'm like, nah, I'm going. Next thing you know, there's a gun to my head and I'm having sex in the back room.
Jesus Christ! So hard not to laugh that whole time.
Okay, James. That whole story was true right until she said gun on your head. You know we don't have guns here.
I know, I was going so far off, just trying not to go towards the gun.
That fucking
you've won
Let's
then,
just
'cause
pretend she's got a gun because she's in a
I
school.
can't come far. I can't
Jesus
come
Christ,
close
I didn't
to
know that was you,
That-
James. I thought you were just playing audio from the Big Les show or some shit.
Yeah, fucking nah, mate. Yeah, fuck
My favourite character is Knowles. He's like, I'm fucking Nolan, and I'm your number one city councilman.
I just love his fucking fluoro shirt, his fluoro like fucking
He's like, anything that requires
singlet.
high vis, mate, I'm your man.
That reminds me exactly of like when I get into hoser talk with people. Like, fuck.
Hoser talk. I
Well,
love it.
talk.
I was just making a stop down at Tim's because I got the roll up the room going on, right? So I go in there and fucking Buddy's just bolting down this road, just fucking giving her. Gotta be like 88 clicks. But anyways, almost smokes this old lady right in the face. Like,
Oh,
what the
God.
fuck, bud? Can you slow down? It's only a 50 click zone. So anyways, I got my coffee at Tim's and I headed back. But they were all fucking out of Timbits, so I was pretty mad. So I just sat on the Chesterfield and watched some good old red green.
Is that like,
I love the
are you
Red
going for
Green show.
Canadian there?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, because he's Canadian.
Fuck,
shit.
bud.
I can't even do it. I got like
Zero's
Boston.
Canadian. He's the Canadian boy.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Like-
I was waiting for
Like, I got
A.
like Boston,
That's
but
why I
that's
said
about
pasta
it.
instead of pasta.
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
Oh, we have to head up to Castle Hill and get ourselves some of those Tim Tams.
It's
I have a lot of
Castle
conversations
Hill,
like that here in
Dude,
Cali.
I was so excited that when I was in Halifax for 2 months for work, that I went to like Shoppers and they sold fucking Tim Tams. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, yes!
Timmy Tams.
The only place I could
Tamsons.
find them in friggin' Canada. I was like, what the fuck?
We're
And then I
fucking
sent a,
talking about food again.
I sent a picture to my to my brother's girlfriend, Megan, and she's like, what the fuck are those? I'm like, they're Tim Tams. I'm like, I'm gonna bring some back with me from Halifax.
They're a
You
bloody
know what?
Mickey, man.
Real quick,
Halifax.
you fucking Commonwealth boys can fuck right off. Me and Charles are gonna sit over here and USA all the way. Motherfucker, we invented McDonald's and pornography.
Well, at least we get to
Fuck you.
participate in the Commonwealth Games. God save that queen of ours.
Yeah, God,
Yeah, God
we love her
fucking
over
save
here
her.
too. She's
Dude, I love how
she's
you're using that as like a as a statement, as a defense statement. Yo, we invented fucking McDonald's.
and porn.
and porn, right?
It's in all
Hey,
of your
speaking
countries.
of something that
Fuck
you did create, I think, and then now
What?
it's here in our town, Taco Bell.
Oh, you got the
Think that you
bell.
We got
Yeah.
the bell.
How's the bell?
Great.
The bell has risen from the grave.
Did you
Yeah,
guys
James
get the
doesn't like
taco
it because he
shit
doesn't
yet?
like good food.
I got the thing you recommended. It tasted
It was It's fantastic.
Wait,
so do you
what
guys
did you
have
get?
the
What did you
what's it
get?
called? The Crunch Supreme.
Crunchwrap Supreme.
That
Yeah.
was not
Yeah,
bad,
yeah.
actually. Really?
Eloise
fucking
got
great,
that,
dude.
and she did not like it. I got the big
No,
burrito.
both of you are fucked.
You
You got
got
the double. You got the double XL burrito.
Nah,
What about the Doritos Locos Tacos?
They got rid of those in
The
America.
What now?
No,
The
they
fucking
did.
what
Shut
now?
No, they didn't.
Shut
You
the
can still
fuck
get
up.
them.
They did not.
I swear to God, I went to Taco Bell like a week ago. I didn't
I'll
see
sound
them.
really
Taco Bell
offended.
is lying to you.
Don't
mean-
you dare say that to me!
this blasphemous bullshit.
Because of
No, that
because
is
of this
bullshit. If they got rid of Doritos Locos Tacos, Taco Bell's going downhill.
because of this diet that I'm on, I can't eat Taco Bell right now. But I honestly, my regular would be like just going there and getting the 2 chili cheese burrito meal with supreme fries. That shit just
get sombreros.
I see
Fuck
you trying
this,
to
dude. I'm
sneak the
getting Taco
regular
Bell
in there,
after
by the
this.
way, Zero. I see you.
regular.
I see you.
What are you, man?
See, I like.
Did
the,
you just
I
say
usually get a five. I
smegma
usually get
on the
a.
podcast?
The regular
Yeah, you-
megala.
Don't, Jordan.
Yeah, you can say schmegma on the podcast.
Smegma.
You just can't say
I love
cheese
that
Danish.
word. It's so disgusting.
Oh,
It's
is that
it
what the
is.
cheese on these Danishes are, man? Come on,
Oh,
that's gross.
please.
Charles, you can't say that. Put a cheese
Jesus.
Danish over that whole thing until it just gets a cheese Danish. So it's gonna sound like
No,
cheese
There's
Danish, cheese
nothing
Danish.
wrong with what we just said. It wasn't that bad.
Oh, we'll fix it.
That's the cheese on these Danish.
Danish.
That's gross.
Fucking Christ,
Anyway.
Charles.
Anyway, so topics that are current-ish to the time because this episode's probably going to come out in like early December.
Yeah.
I suppose something that we can bring up is what is there?
Yo,
what is
listen.
happening?
I think Doom and I gotta do this review of Jesus
Oh,
is
yeah.
King now because fuck, I
Okay,
got shit
fine.
to
We'll,
say.
we'll start with this. We'll start with
Yeah,
this stupid
can
fucking
we get,
Kanye
let's
West
get the
shit.
piece of shit out of the way, please.
Okay, so
Fucking stupid
I'm gonna-
ass.
I'm gonna-
So
I'm gonna
So
start off with
James,
this.
James, it was requested that they are allowed to review the Kanye West album on the show, and I
I'm
said,
also
fine, why
gonna
not?
clip
How
this part of the
unfortunate.
podcast and make it a separate Zero's album review.
James,
ahead.
are you
Okay.
a fan of Mr. Christian billionaire genius Kanye West?
I don't know which way is west. No,
Okay.
I am not. I think he's
Okay.
he's a bit of a pretentious wanker.
Thank
That
There
he
you
is.
go.
That
He's
he
a
is,
bit of a
but
pretentious wanker.
I've
It's
never
true.
not disagreed with that. I just like his music.
Yeah,
But this is
alright.
really, I don't know why we're debating it or discussing, but I guess we're doing it.
Hold on,
I will
I've gotta
try to
bring
be
it up here.
positive.
Okay, so
The
what
keyword
is
is
what is
try,
this
okay.
Jesus is King album
Okay,
and
so
why does it
Kanye
exist?
had this album that was never coming out, which eventually did come out, and I guess a movie. For
Yeah,
fuck's
there was an
sakes?
IMAX concert
It
showing.
did
So-
come out. The movie did come
Yeah, it
out.
did.
I've seen
So
it
It was
with my
IMAX
mother.
showings.
So Doom requested because I started doing music reviews on Zero's album review or monthly album review, whatever the fuck I call that show now. He's like, I want you to talk about Jesus is King. I'm like, all right. So I listened to it. One of my days driving home from work, I listened to it, and I gotta say, I never checked my phone more to find out if the running time was almost over because holy fuck.
I've heard about that song. Apparently, it's just really weird.
It is, without a doubt, one of the worst albums I've ever listened to. It's obviously worst of the year. Like I can't go into that anymore.
I'd love for
And
you to say
fucking-
that to Brendan because oh my god, my friend Brendan just fucking loves it for
It's
some
Is that-
reason.
oh god,
that
it is
Brank?
so like okay. And
Yes,
here's the
Brank.
thing. Here's the thing.
I'd say that to
Every
his
time
face.
the album felt like it was starting to get good, like every time it was starting to get good, it did something that annoyed me and ruined the whole thing. Like first off, there's some parts. First off, the mixing on this album is fucking lazy. Like there's tracks that are literally one note. And normally I would call it artistic, but not with Kanye because it seems like a lazy jab to do that. And I legitimately laughed out loud at I think my favorite line of the whole album was closed on Sunday, Chick-fil-A or something like that. And I think I burst out laughing when I heard that.
Yeah,
Like,
he
hard-
Close on Sunday, Chick-fil-A.
It's bad. It's bad.
harder than I laughed at a Neverfold. And you guys know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
Never.
Hey,
Um,
Zero.
Like,
Was this-
okay, and here's the thing. I tried to go into this album with open ears. Like I'm like, okay, you know what? I haven't liked Kanye stuff in a really long time, but you know what? I'm gonna give this a chance. I'm gonna listen to this front to back, and I'm gonna give my honest opinion. And I honestly have to say, like, I wish I didn't, because I kind of dislike him even more now. Because this album seems more pretentious than his other stuff. There's things like him. First off, this is supposed to be like a gospel album, but he's comparing himself to Jesus. That's kind of like
pious,
counterintuitive for the whole fucking religion.
So the opposite of what you should be doing on a fucking Christian
should be doing
album.
in a gospel album.
Yeah.
And the merch. Oh my god.
What, this
I
merch
almost-
of like
I almost
Jesus is
copped.
King?
I really did, because it was
The
laughable.
merch is so bad. It was like if you went to somebody who had no talent in like graphic design, Photoshop, or paint and said, "Make me merch," it'd be like, "All right, give me a minute," and that's what it looks like. It looks like literally someone cut like.
I
pasted
feel like
shit.
that was his whole reason. He made it as bad as he possibly
and
could.
then he sells it for
just to-
$300. It's like, of
Okay,
course.
yeah. Then I'd rather kill myself than that.
But
yeah.
back to the album itself, I don't know how you feel, Doom. I'll get to you in a second, but I honestly like. I hope I never have to listen to this again.
You won't. You are,
Good for you, because
you don't
I'm
have
never
to.
going to listen to
The
it.
most entertainment I got out of this is when Brank, when I responded to a thing that Brank said on Twitter, and then I said, "Yo, it's not even the best song." He responds, "Okay, atheist."
he's a fucking loser. I'm
He's
sorry,
so
Brendan.
great.
You're
He's
fucking-
great.
He
You're a
makes the
loser.
funniest
Come on the
stuff sometimes.
podcast.
He says some shit, but you gotta love him for that. But fuck, he's a loser.
Brank,
Oh, wait,
come on
love
the
isn't
you,
this
podcast,
album?
please.
Isn't this album the one that literally has patch notes?
No,
Wait, what?
Because I remember seeing it in it was on
There's an album
iTunes.
with
They
patch
actually
notes?
changed the song. They updated the song and they changed
no,
some
that
things
was
in it.
Life of
What?
Pablo.
That was
That's
like
Life
Pablo.
That was Life
How
of
do you
Pablo.
do that? This is like going back to when we were talking about music and then downloading like parts of the song or whatever we were talking about.
But the funny thing, it's kind of a different thing. So what he did, I'm not going to get into Life of Pablo. That's a whole. Never mind. Hold on. My take on the album.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
you do your album thing first.
I just want to mention, Kanye is a guy that has a vast discography of different stuff. I started listening to him in 808s and recently went back, and I like all that stuff, but he's always changed shit up on every album. When I heard originally, after last year, he did a kind of okay thing. He put out 5 albums in 5 weeks, completely produced by him. The first album that came out is a fucking masterpiece. The third album that came out is a masterpiece, and the other 3 are lazy pieces of shit, which I acknowledge.
Is the Kids See Ghosts one of those?
Yes, I think Kids See
Okay.
Ghosts is a
See,
phenomenal
I actually
record.
sat
Kids See
down and
Ghosts is
listened
actually
to
really
I-
fucking good.
I actually sat down and listened to it, and I quite enjoyed it. And
Yeah.
I don't even really listen to Kanye that often.
I don't
actually
know
quite
why
enjoyed
I
it.
hated that.
There's a lot of
Like,
fun stuff on
Really,
that.
you didn't like it? It's okay. So enjoy to an extent for me is like I can listen to it and like bop along to it, but I wouldn't go out of my way to play it as often as I would with like Dance Gavin and shit like that.
The
like,
very first
it's-
track on
it's
that
a lot-
album gets me
It's
hyped.
a lot more. It's a lot fresher. That one's actually quite good.
And
song.
all it
It's
is
a lot
is
fresher
a
than
push
a lot of his
it's a-
other shit. That's for sure.
Yeah, and all that song is a Pusha T verse, some singing by Cudi, and Kanye mimicking drums. I think it's a cool song.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
yeah, it's different too. It's different.
Okay,
Anyway-
but Doom, how do you feel about Jesus is King, being the one who saw the movie and everything?
Well, the movie was something because my mom has suckered me into going to do shit that she wants to do for so long, for what's being considered as, hey, I want to create memories with you. And I'm like, I do too, Mom.
But you kind of also wanted to go to it, so...
Oh, absolutely. But at the same time, I was like, well, my mom wants to make memories with me. So I'll bring my mom. Because, we've done stuff, she's brought me to a Pats game. I took her to a music concert that I hated. It just seems like every time she brings me somewhere, it's either we both have fun or only one of us is having the fun. And I feel like that's been me the most. And I'm sorry, Mom. I know you're going to hear this. I love you. But we did see the movie, 34 minutes long. It was kind of cool. There's really nothing to say about it. There is some cool original music on there. As far as the album's concerned, merch aside, movie aside, I was very excited to listen to a lot of this. There are some songs on this that I will admit are done. There is some bad mixing. There's a lot of really good ideas on this. Opening track every hour is, I guarantee, just a snippet from one of these Sunday service performances that Kanye just had to put on the album for filler. But it sounds nice because there's very clearly a big open room. That choir always sounds good. Selah is a very interesting song. It's got some epicness to it that I enjoy a lot. It feels like it's too short. Follow God is an underrated bopper. I listen to that one the most because the beat reminds me of something that was on Yay that I really like, the song called Yikes. It feels like it has some success with that. Closed on Sunday has the most laughable bars ever, especially when Kanye says, "You're my number one with the lemonade." I'm like, dude,
Stop.
What was
That is white.
and then he transitions it into these mighty ballady things that do sound nice if you didn't precede that with Chick-fil-A. Like, he talks about, how he's embracing his faith, he's doing it for his family. It's very old school gospel sounding stuff, which is another theme on this album. Closed on Sunday's trash. Oh, On God is okay. Everything I Need was a better song when it was just called The Storm and featured a verse from XXXTentacion. And Ty Dolla $ign had a better hook. But he still stands out on this song. Water is a piece of shit. It was one of the coolest songs until
Is that the name
Kanye...
of the song, or is it just the name?
It's just called Water.
I thought it was Water is a Piece of Shit was the name of the song.
If you listen to it with very good speakers, it's got a nice vibe of, like, you're down. Like, it kind of at parts sounds like when you're hearing things from underwater, faintly. And it's got, like, a nice float to it. But then Kanye comes in and just says, "Jesus is my heart. Jesus is my soul. Jesus." And it's like, fuck off. Like, you ruined it.
Go away, Jesus.
Yes, I'm tired of Jesus on this Christian album. Hands On is okay. I believe that's the one. Oh, wait. God is actually a good song. It's kind of a classic throwback. I like it. It is lazily mixed, but it's got a good foundation for something that could be good. Also, Labyrinth, famous UK singer, is on that for the first time. I've heard him since like 2013. The main one I want to talk about is Use This Gospel, which ruined a reunion from one of my favorite rap groups, Clips, by immediately cutting the beat off and going to a very good sax solo by Kenny G.
Yeah, I remember hearing that. I'm like, what the f*** is this?
Oh wait, I'm getting Clips and Clipping completely different because there's a rap group called Clipping.
Yes, these guys are Clips. It was
never
Malice and Pusha T. Malice is now No Malice, which is kind of why I'm glad to see them together, because No Malice is a god guy.
Sound like a wrestler name?
I don't know.
Booker T is a wrestler, right?
Booker T.
Yes.
Okay, that's why I'm getting it confused. Fucking Booker T. Anyway,
but yes, that one. If you get rid of the car alarm drone on that one, which it is one of the darkest spots on this song, but after a while, if you can get through it, there is roots of a very good song. It probably could have been one of Kanye's big 5 songs had he not ruined it. And then the second No Malice finishes his verse, the beat completely cuts off, and you just get a Kenny G sax solo. He could have blended all that together. Like, Kenny G has a good sax solo. I get it. But it would have sounded cooler with the beat underneath it. Kenny G is not the guy you give a solo if you're on a Kanye West record.
I'm glad you're giving more, like, in depth, because I feel like because I'm so far out of touch with Kanye's music that I wouldn't be able to give those comparisons you did.
And
yes.
But
the
is
only
there
other
anything
last
more you
thing
have
I
to
want,
say, dude?
Yeah, one last thing. Last song, Jesus is Lord, is fine. The album would have been better if you completely flipped the order. Like, if you listen to it backwards, I think like it would make more
Someone
sense
else said
on
that.
the sound of a record.
I don't know who said that. It might have actually
said the same thing I said.
I was going to say, yes, Kanye Thany West Tano here.
What was it?
The music's busiest music.
Tano.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Overall, it's like Kanye's worst album, solo album. It had 5 number ones on the Billboard chart, and it charted number 1 in every country from everybody in the Noise Boys.
Of course.
So it went to number 1 in Canada and Australia opening week. So it's a 50 out of 100.
I was going to say, not for a good reason.
For my score, it's a 2 out of 10 because of 2 reasons. One, it's music. It actually functions as an album. And 2, it was short.
There is an album. Yeah.
Yeah, it is an album.
It is.
And you know what? It was short. Even though I was checking my phone, every few, minutes, being like, "Is this over yet?" I was still like, and halfway.
Thank
through my
God
drive
it
home,
wasn't
I was like,
60 minutes as opposed to 30
You know what I?
minutes.
You know what I
And
used
the
to
fucked up
cleanse
thing is-
myself after that? I had to
What?
cleanse myself with Shipwreck in the Sand because I was like, I need something good.
I will say this though, Kids See Ghosts is an album that is short, but it doesn't feel like it. But that was the original album. Jesus is King drags. It really does.
It really does.
Yeah, it's.
All right.
I don't know.
Well, there you
Sorry
go.
to take like 10 minutes to talk about Kanye.
No, it's totally
That's
fine.
okay.
Jordan,
We
J-
did it.
now we
It's
can talk
done.
about
Now we
things
don't
that
have to talk about
James
Kanye
we can-
ever again.
Me and James can talk about Yu-Gi-Oh for a while. Is that fair?
Yeah,
Oh,
let's
fuck,
talk
I
about
can talk
Yu-Gi-Oh.
about
Totally
Yu-Gi-Oh.
fair.
You don't want
Fuck yeah,
that,
let's
do
talk about
you?
Yu-Gi-Oh.
I'll just sit here
No,
and
we do
listen
want
to
to talk
the...
about Yu-Gi-Oh. Not about like our experience in regionals or anything. Well, let's not talk about that.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
James is sad. Let's not talk about
I had a
that.
good weekend, but the actual thing was
I think it was a
absolutely
great
fucking
weekend.
terrible.
Yeah, it's just it ended in a bit of a dismay, I
It's
suppose, for James. I had a good time. I did well, but yeah.
Played it for 3
Anyway.
years and it finally buckled on the day I needed it not to.
James's favorite deck, like he played for ages, like it sort of didn't do as well as he wanted, which I understand. That fucking sucks.
That does.
It was just terrible
But yeah,
luck.
I guess so we can make it like a conversation about everybody. We'll talk about a Yu-Gi-Oh for a little bit because James and I have a Yu-Gi-Oh fetish.
I love Yu-Gi-Oh.
I mean, I used to really like Yu-Gi-Oh, and then when Synchros got added in, I was like,
That seems to be the
I
point
was
everyone
very
hated.
That's sort of where the ball sort of like falls off the edge of the cliff there. Like when
Well, you know what did it to me though. I had a friendly match with a friend. He had Synchros in his deck. I didn't. He had 4 monsters summoned in the first turn. I just said, I'm done with this game. I am done.
now.
four
I just got
four
up
is
and
not
left.
enough now.
I
It's
just got up
7.
and left, and I'm like, I am done playing this game because that is bullshit. Because
And
I'm
that's
sure
okay, because there's a
that's all legal.
format where you can play it. You can play GOAT format, which is basically probably like the best for like older players that want to just play in that sort of
Game of the year. What?
time.
It's
GOAT
based
format.
on on the card.
It's based on the card Scapegoat, because at the time Scapegoat and Metamorphosis would create was it Thousand Eyes Restrict?
Thousand
And
Eyes
that was
like the
Restricted
best
and
card.
Relinquished.
That was
Yeah.
like the best card at the time because you could suck up one of your opponent's BLSs,
Yeah.
Black Luster Soldiers, and then like attack for 3k and you just win, right?
Mhm.
But Metamorphosis was a card where you would activate it on any card and then it would fuse into whatever the same level is from your extra deck.
Ignoring summoning
got on the field.
conditions. I think.
Ignoring its, so you could just make Gatlin Dragon with a level 8 and then you just win the duel because Gatlin Dragon pops cards so often without any like sort of downside. But yeah, like the whole GOAT format was just like, but it was a good format because it was slower and it still had like your Pot of Greeds, Graceful Charities, everything that wasn't banned. You know?
Sanctity.
'Cause yes, I don't know about that one. That one I think might have been banned. Oh, maybe, I don't know. But then Cyber Dragon came out and the whole game just completely changed.
Oh my
because of
god! I
Cyber
remember
Dragon.
my buddy in high school ran a Cyber Dragon deck, and it was like I could never beat it because of that.
Cyber Dragon is fucking ridiculous. Like that I know it sounds weird. A 2100 monster you can special summon. Oh, that doesn't sound strong. But it is in that format because that was the strongest card you can just special summon.
You can just special
Yeah,
summon.
nowhere.
You can only special summon it if it's like there's no cards whatsoever. on it.
No,
Nothing-
but like,
yeah,
dude, they
nothing
made
on the-
so many
but-
fucking support cards for it, and they made it's funny. They made a structure deck afterward that had a bunch more support cards for it.
Yeah.
You would-
like,
it's
you
the
had
no
most
idea how
supported
much
besides
support they have
Elemental
now.
Hero. Yeah, so besides Elemental Hero or heroes in general, Cyber Dragon is probably the second or third most supported archetype in the whole of Yu-Gi-Oh. Like it's just ridiculous.
It's funny because I
There's
made
like-
a. Sorry, go ahead.
There's like cards now that just defeat the purpose of the deck.
Yeah,
like, you
there
could
are
just,
like 3
like,
ways
make-
you can play it now.
Yeah, if you
No
open
shit.
any combination of cards, you can make so many monsters just like with just 1 or 2 cards.
And
it's
you
ridiculous.
know what? I miss that. I miss the like just having like the game down to before it got into synchros and shit. That's when I felt the rules felt the most fair to me.
Usually, I'd
I
say
mean, there were
play
cards
Duel
that had
Links,
bad
but
flavor text, but
Yeah.
majority of the stuff it felt the most fair, except for Yatagarasu. Fuck that card. I'm glad it's banned.
Oh, okay. So
The
yeah,
ninjas for a
Yatagarasu was
while,
banned for a reason, and it's not coming back.
Oh, I know
What you
why.
saying?
The first time my buddy played it against me, I'm like, you son of a bitch.
Chaos
What
Emperor
generation
Dragon,
brought like the
Yatagarasu.
ninja decks? Like was that? I think that was it was like a
2000
synchro thing, or what was after synchro?
Xyz.
Xyz.
Yeah,
Xyz.
I think it was one
Yeah.
of those.
Yeah, there was a ninja deck that there's one called James. What's its name? Do you know?
What
It's like an
is-
Xyz. It's like Wind Ninja or like Dragon Ninja something.
I think it's Wind Ninja, but I
It was
just
like an
remember.
XC's, yeah.
Ninja
Yeah,
Grandmaster
I
Saizo.
I just remember
Yeah.
trying to play it. and
Sanzo, Hanzo, Saizo, all those guys.
Oh,
They're-
the
yeah, I
they're
think
all-
that's the one. That sounds right.
I kind of want this deck now because that sounds awesome.
Bro, like
it was
it's
so
a
hard
cool
to
deck.
learn,
It's just not
and
that
like
strong.
it could just trounce the shit out of you. Because I used to play on Dual Network all the fucking time, and like I just get trounced.
Ninjas, their whole it's funny, Ninja's whole win condition now is to not even summon a ninja. It's to summon what's its name? That
A Red
Dark
Bull
Samorg.
mascot.
You know Dark Samorg?
Yeah.
It was like a Samorg, but like the dark version. And its whole effect is your opponent cannot set cards. So what you would do is you would have Dark Samorg up with anti-spell, meaning they cannot activate any cards. Because anti-spell says you can't activate spells. So they're just like locked into this
set
weird.
spells before you activate them.
Well,
Yeah, which is sort of like how to get around anti-spell.
So it's a
But
soft
yeah,
lock.
like basically ninjas were just like it was like a soft lock. Ninjas were just turned into a deck that summoned a big bird, which wasn't even a ninja.
Did you guys ever run multiple decks? Because I remember back in the day, I had a Dragon Beatdown deck, I had a Spellcaster deck, and then I made a deck that I just called My Deck, which was just a bunch of my favorite cards
Dude,
that worked in a strategy
I've
together.
got so
like,
many.
just for
we've
example,
got so many decks, man.
like I had
it's-
this deck. I mean, this deck, it was the best deck I ever made, and I wish I could remember every single card that was in it. I should have written down because I actually changed the deck after that, and then it got worse. But like, I remember some of the cards. Like I had a Shura Priest was one of my favorites. My favorite card of all time is
this is
Warrior.
I was gonna say this is goat. Yeah, this is goat format cards.
Yeah, Rocket
100%.
Warrior is
you
my
would
all-time
you would
favorite
love to
card.
play that format because Azura Priest is like probably one of the best cards.
Oh my god,
in that.
Shura Priest is great.
Azura Priest is fucking infamously good in that format. Like it's just clear your whole board and then come back to your hand and then set a bunch of cards.
Yeah, and then
It's
there's
so
shit
good.
like I had shit like what was it? There was a card that lets you shuffle your hand back in your deck and draw the same amount of cards, and then
Magical Mallet.
reload.
and then there was something
Magical
I think it was
Mallet.
called Spirit Release or something. It lets you pick cards off a field and shuffle them into your deck or something like that. I'm trying to remember, but like I remember I had this deck that at the time against my friends was unbeatable, and I made one change to it. Like I changed some cards out of it, and then I stopped being good at it anymore. It must have just been luck. But like, man, I wish I could remember.
I mean, like back in the day, like Yu-Gi-Oh was like very much a game of what really benefited you as a player. Like, do you like the way this deck plays? Are you going to play that kind of? And there was no archetypes, right?
Yeah.
So you just played with a bunch of 1900 monsters and like a bunch of effect monsters, and whatever.
Oh yeah,
and that worked out,
that's
right?
exactly
but now it's
how I would
like,
play.
and now it's like a lot of people have jumped off the bandwagon with a Yu-Gi-Oh because it's now like, oh, you have to play Orcust, which is what the deck I play right now, which is just a deck based on machine orchestrated kind of things. Like, how do you explain it, James? It's like a
What? How to
it's like
explain
a
August?
it's like a whole it's like a choir of machine things.
Oh, well, yeah,
It's-
essentially.
yeah.
Well, it's part of the World Legacy story arc. Like,
Yeah, there's like a storyline to it all as well.
yeah, so
which
yeah.
is cool, but yeah.
I've been trying to build the storyline, but there are some expensive cards in it, so
Yeah.
I've almost given up on it.
Then there's like Sky Strikers,
Nah.
which are like anime girls
Anime
inside
girls
of mech
in
suits.
mechs.
Yeah, which
Wait,
is like,
what?
oh, okay, that's everyone.
That's-
yes,
that's
there's
hilarious.
literally an
Wait,
archetype.
there's a Diva deck.
Yes.
Yeah, basically. Well, what did we call it? When we first saw it, we were like, oh, this is like it was like
Evangelion.
even almost like but like
Gunbuster.
you can see their heads out of it, like they're
Yeah.
suits. They're not really like actual mechs.
Yeah.
They're just like suits.
Yeah,
Like,
it's-
what the fuck is this called now?
Sky
Sky
Striker.
Striker. So if you type in Sky Striker, it comes up with like the whole archetype. It's
Yeah.
been nerfed to the shithouse, but it's still one
It
of the best
still
decks.
wins. Like,
Yeah, it still wins
I
because
mean,
it's
the
so
dude
good.
won at the YCS because he got very, very lucky, but you know, that's just
Yeah,
engaged for
they've
you.
got a card printed in their deck that adds them any card in the deck and also draws you a card. So that's why it's so good because
Yeah, it's pretty busted.
and it's three of them.
Oh, these
I'm
things
trying to
are
look
cool
up these
looking.
Sky Strikers.
They
right now.
are.
Yeah, Sky Strikers are real cool, right?
You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of those fucking two animes that came out at the same time that were about schools with about fighting mechs and shit.
it's Infinite Stratos. That's literally what
No,
It is,
you know
it's
what? You know
Infinite
what? You know what
Stratos.
it reminds me of? I'm looking at it right now. You know
What?
what it really reminds me of? It reminds me of a Sympho Gear.
Yeah,
Oh my God,
Gear, yeah,
yes,
there you
it
go.
is.
You just show that to Spencer and he'll piss
I was
himself.
about to
Exactly.
say, remember we saw it and we're like, oh, that would be something he'd like.
Yeah, we were like, Spencer would love this. I wonder if he's actually seen it. Anyway, but yeah,
Spencer,
like
come on the podcast.
you guys turned into we do need to get Runaway Tourist on the podcast.
But we already have a guest. It's fucking Hyperion.
It's
It's
me.
James.
Charles,
Yeah.
look for other
What
guests.
a
We don't have any
downgrade.
guests.
Nah, okay.
No, it's an upgrade. No. James is biggest mob. James, you can't get bigger than that.
No, dude,
No.
he's the biggest mob. This
He's
is
the
gonna go
biggest
He's the
down.
mob.
largest. Now he is ascended. Now he is largest. He's largest gang Jim.
Largest
gang Jimmy.
Jim.
Yeah,
When they
Immensest
Jimmy.
gang Jim.
They call
When
me
they
Jimmy.
eventually make the Wikipedia page for this
Does anybody
podcast,
call you Jimmy
they'll put
besides
that
Josh, James?
Oh, well,
wait.
my footy team people called me Jimmy, but
Fuck.
that's it.
Jimmy Dean.
And it's like, Jimmy!
Alright, Jimmy. Yeah, it's
Jimmy.
James. I just call you biggest mob, James.
I know.
Whenever I take the piss out of you, I call you Hyperion177.
I never heard you call me my screen.
Because he never takes the piss out of you.
Exactly, I never take the piss out of you.
Not while I'm
No,
there.
it's usually when I'm like when I was like to Haley the other day, I'm like, hey, make sure when you're in line to tell everyone to subscribe to Hyperion177.
Hey, no, but Jordan, Richard said I talk about abridging too much, so I never talk about it anymore, remember?
Well, Richard, come on the podcast. We'll discuss this.
We'll discuss how to be shit at building cars.
Oh, okay. He won't listen to this, I'm sure.
No, he won't.
But anyway,
What do I care? I'm moving.
Fuck you, Richard.
Bugger.
You got a lot more Australian when you told Richard to fuck off there.
Yeah,
Jordan.
fuck off.
Yeah, that's why I
He
did
laid
it.
it
That's
on a
why I
little
did it. I'm like,
thick.
oh yeah, fuck off, Richard, you bastard.
Oh, like,
You Boston.
before
Nah,
we leave
he's
the
alright.
Yu-Gi-Oh subject, there is one thing that I was really happy about
Yeah.
that's coming out in 3 weeks. You
You
should
go
know
for
what
it.
it is,
What is
Jordan.
that? Oh, the Dragon Maid
Dragon
archetype.
Maids.
There's an archetype based on the anime Dragon Maid.
That
Not
is-
even kidding you.
No,
that is
you're right. I've
that's the
seen
thing.
this around.
Yeah,
Didn't I link
there's
this to you?
there's
The
an
minute
actual
I
Dragon
saw
Maid.
the main fusion, I've gone, I'm building this deck. I don't know what it does. I don't even know if they're going to make the big forms. I am building this deck because Kobayashi is like one
Yeah.
of my favorite anime. I'm
No, that's a
building
good
it.
anime. That's a good
And-
one.
Is Dragon Maid the one with the chick with the big horns and the green hair and the huge boobs?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
the big-
Luco.
That is
massive fucking
the
giant
correct
tits,
anime,
yeah.
Corey. You are correct in the
That is
Yeah.
Luco.
Okay, yeah. Put a point on Corey Knows Anime 1.
Oh,
Boom.
James, can we announce what we're doing on the podcast?
Oh,
It'll
really?
be a first podcast thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, me and
sure.
James are doing a parody together.
Yeah.
You can do it. James, you
Oh,
announce
shit.
it. James, you announce it.
All
You do
right, yeah.
First-
Podcast
So-
exclusive.
it.
So the grand announcement.
Yeah, grand
What's it? I
announcement.
can't even remember what the Japanese name is, but you guys ever seen that?
It's actually impossible to fucking like
It's like
pronounce. It's so
Uresuki
bad.
or something, but you guys know
It's
that bench anime?
it's Oresuki. It's
Oresuki.
Oresuki.
Or Suki.
Yeah,
Which
me and
one is
James
that?
are gonna make a parody of Oresuki. It's the one with the guy. It's like, oh, there's a bench. I'm gonna get
the
told
English
that,
name is Are You the Only One Who Loves Me?
Yeah,
Oh.
it's really fucking funny. It's great.
Yeah. Essentially,
Uh,
this dude has PTSD from park benches.
From
Oh,
literally
wait, is this the
benches.
one with that? Is this the one with that? Where he thinks these two chicks are in love with him,
Yeah.
and that's really
And
the
it turns
stalker
out they're
chick?
in love with his best friend. Yeah,
They both love
Yeah.
his mate, and
It's-
then he finds a creepy
yeah,
girl
it's
in the
called
library.
Toradora 2.
Wait a sec.
Toradora 4.
Wait a sec. Is the studio doing this? Wait. Is this KyoAni doing
That's all
this?
good. That's all good.
Go ahead. So is the studio doing this? KyoAni? No, it's Studio Connect. Never mind.
It's
Yeah.
Connect. Yeah, I believe.
I like this. This looks fun.
Yeah.
Actually, the funny thing is, there's when I looked at the YouTube thing for this, there's a thing, and it looks like a thumbnail you would make, Jordan.
Yeah, it's the one with the titties, right?
No, it just says Bench Coon Facts, but it's
Uh.
staged in a way that is something that you would do.
Oh, okay.
Can you-
Yeah.
can you-
Well, the whole reason I was sitting there and I was like, oh man, I like this show enough where I want to parody it because it's already funny and I like already taking the piss out of something that's already funny.
Yeah.
But it also has that like weirdly Xcaliborg aesthetic to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
no,
I'm like,
for sure.
and I said to James, I'm like, James, are you watching this show? Or no, I said, oh, you should watch the show. He's like, I'm already watching. I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's fucking awesome.
I
I
don't
really
watch
like
anime
it.
that much
and
anymore.
And then I was like, yeah, and exactly, and nor do I as much. And then so I finished watching like episode 6. I'm like, fuck, I really want to make a parody of this. I'm like, oh, well, me and James should do it because like. I mean, we have been wanting to do something together at one stage.
At one point, it was going to be
But-
ReZero, and then
Yeah, it was
it
going to be
never
ReZero.
happened, and then
Yeah, it was just it's
And then
just
Goblin
hard,
Slayer.
That
But we didn't continue it.
fuck Goblin Slayer. I've deleted that from my channel. It's just too
That made me sad.
but
That was like some,
I know.
Like we all worked on it.
I'm sorry. I
I'm
know
sorry.
because Charles
liked
was going
the
to be
joke
part of it
about the
too.
goblet. I liked that joke. Like, it's kind of fucked up how a goblin is a little goblin. I like that.
So that yeah, I think maybe someday I could revisit it, but I feel like I think there's so many of them already, and everyone's already fucking done every joke under the book, so it's very hard to like.
Well, I was going to say
if
not the bench anime. I was thinking Arifureta.
Oh, what though? Huh? What?
Arifureta. It's
Say
that
that
one where that young fella. It's a magical world. It's not an isekai, funnily
Young
enough.
fella with the magical world.
But essentially, he gets. Shut up.
Does he find himself a fine Shayla?
Well, technically speaking,
Yes, he does.
he gets shot down to the bottom of a dungeon and eats monsters for a living.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like Orosuki better.
Yeah, probably.
Let's do that one.
Yeah.
I like the one with the benches.
The benches.
Anyway, so basically,
Welcome.
me and James are going to be making a parody. I don't know when it's going to happen, but it'll be eventually, and it'll probably be sooner rather than later.
I hope before this podcast comes out.
Hopefully.
Oh no! It won't. No way!
Oh,
It'll be
no.
after. No, we're announcing that we're doing it, and then we will
we're still
probably.
coming up with ideas.
Yeah,
Oh,
we've
very
only got like small amounts of
ideas.
ideas. It's literally in the like draft stage at the moment.
Yeah.
We don't even know who's playing who.
We don't know who's playing
Like-
who. Are we putting it on yours?
Yeah,
I
then
got
what
dibs
channel?
on the
I'm
bench.
assuming it. I was gonna say, oh fuck!
Dibs on the
You
bench.
should play the
Please tell me.
bench.
Please
about-
tell me the bench will lust and just be like, sit on my face, sit on my face, sit on my face, sit on my face.
That's a great
I was to
idea.
say, even
Maybe
if we didn't
will.
give the bench a line, I'm still gonna make Corey do it. Like, we'll just put it in the
Yeah,
description.
just-
Like, he doesn't say
Just
anything, but
even better. Corey doesn't say anything, and we'll just put the bench down as fucking Doom
no,
TV.
no, you need to do it like from
Yeah,
Happy
that's me.
Days or something, where it's like an intro. It's like everywhere you look, and it's just forgot Corey as the bench. Starring Corey as the
Yeah.
bench.
Yeah, but when you
Yeah,
do
I
Skoringo
love
as
it.
the other bench.
We do it as that. We do it the from fucking Fresh Prince. Yeah, we'll do it that. I fucking love
Is that
Fresh Prince.
Doki Doki Literature Club, Jordan?
Yes, that's that. Yeah, I know, right? They fucking say that every single time on that video. Hey, was that
Funnily
Doki
enough,
Doki
no one's
Literature
noticed
Club
it.
music?
I love this concept because like even in a line a role where he speaks no lines, Doom has more lines than most people in an Excalibur parody.
It's true.
But
It's true.
Dude,
It's
I don't
usually-
know. Man, what are you talking
I write
about?
dialogue
I've got
heavy
like
stuff,
I've
so
got
it's
like
gonna be
one
There's
thing.
like
interesting.
there's like no male characters in the whole show,
There
so
is
this is going to be
two.
the hardest part. That yes, me and James, because I'm assuming we're just going to voice.
One
the
of us
guys.
is gonna
Jordan, I
be
know
the
you have
main,
like
and the other one's
6
gonna be
female
Sun.
voices, so you're cool there. But does James?
Yeah,
have
then
any?
again, I can probably do one of the
I
girls'
can do a
voices.
Yo,
girl
Jay-
voice.
I'll do that.
I'll do the fucking the stupid little bitch.
I'll
Yo,
do
let's
Yeah.
all do girl voices right now. Let's just
Okay.
Yeah,
All
mine.
right, I need one of you to pitch me the creepy girl. Go.
Oh no!
The
We
only
gotta get an
woman
actual
voice I
girl
have is
for
my
her.
Yui voice.
She's
so I
my
can't do
waifu
that.
of the season. I love her.
All right,
She's
so
great.
we gotta get Arakachi for that. Actually,
I
reckon she'd do
also I
awesome.
love
Wait,
how she
I don't
I
think I
love
have a
how all
female
she does
voice.
is expose her tits and that changes her personality.
Oh no, it
So no, the
doesn't,
whole
but,
the whole thing is she's keeping to herself because she doesn't want any of the boys to lust over her because she's in love with someone already.
Oh, and
Don't lust after
apparently
me,
there's like
you
people
fucking
chasing her, but you
bitches.
know.
Apparently, there's more to it, but that was a joke. I'm sure she's
I
like,
think
oh,
it
it's
was
an
a
evil
joke,
thing. It was a succubus thing. Yeah, and it's not because it's a normal anime. There's no magic or anything.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
it
but she-
even says it's
she
episode
actually-
4.
she-
No subplots about
she-
the demon
she-
lord.
she
What, you're
wears
saying
like
this
a-
isn't Itadaki Seiki?
I don't know what that
That's
is.
the
It
best
sounds like a
anime
food.
there is, mate.
So wait, what happens when she pulls out her
Don't
tits?
look it up, Jordan.
Jordan.
Okay, so
go
when
look
she
it up.
pulls out her tits, she has tits. What is it?
Itadaki Seki.
What Itadaki mas?
Itadaki
Itadaki
Seki.
Seiki.
Hold on.
Baby, who
Ita-
wants to
no,
love me
he's-
sexy?
It's been in the biggest flexes
Love
in
the
hentai
same
video by fucking what's his name, Nux Taku or whatever.
Oh, that's I love this one. Meanwhile, I'm like looking at this whole big wallpaper of fucking succubus tits like everywhere.
Oh, this is actually one of the few hentais
That's
I
quality
like.
anime right there.
I like this hentai. Have you fapped to
I
this anime?
I just
Yes,
remember,
no.
like, I don't know, like, speaking of Nux Taku, he's like, I think it's Nux Taku.
It's not.
Yeah.
He's that, like, he's
it
one of those
says-
YouTubers that I like, but I also hate at the same time. Because the way he says things, be like, the greatest flexes in hentai, part 2, will delete soon.
Why does it? Why does Nux Taku sound
Look
like?
at this fucking thumbnail.
Hey, can I just say? Can I-
Trending in Japan!
All right, I'm going to.
The guy has
so what I'm going to
severe,
do is I'm going to post it, and I will put this. I'll put this as like a picture. It'll come up in the podcast.
No,
All right,
It's just a
Charles, now,
fucking-
Charles,
it's like
now
some
say the
ethos.
thing.
It's like
Oh, it's fucking Sniper Wolf.
Oh,
Hold
is
on.
it really?
0-0. Jordan, Charles, make
Yeah.
your point.
Oh,
What?
I was just
What's
gonna
the
say.
point?
I was just gonna say. Whenever I watch Nux Taku's videos, he always sounds like Ben Shapiro reviewing anime.
Ben Shapiro.
Today we're going to take a look at the greatest flexes in anime.
You gotta
We'll
speak
delete
faster.
soon.
You gotta speak faster.
What is this? What is this? I don't know who this is.
Nux
I've never
Ta-
watched
okay,
it.
Nux Taku, come on the podcast. I want to know if you actually talk like that. I don't fucking believe you for
I
a
could
second.
actually
So
ask
he's
him.
gonna
I've
have
worked
to
with
be
him
after
before.
the 12 people we've already got in line.
No,
Fucking
no.
right
Everybody
after-
has fallen through.
Right
Everybody
after
has
Donald
fallen
Trump's son.
Holy fuck, he almost has 1 million
Yeah,
subscribers.
he's
Yeah.
jumped
It's
up, man. He got really popular.
It's because he did those flexes in hentai videos,
He did Flex
and
as
that's
the
why
best
he got...
Hokage. He's got
What's
like
this
a bunch of
flexes in
clickbaity ones.
hentai thing? Like, what is this shit?
So what he did is he did this video. He's like, if this video gets so many likes, I'll make the biggest flexes in hentai. And he's like, his only criteria is he'll delete.
Why
it
does he
after a week.
sound like a really bad Zansu?
Yeah, this guy's really good. I'll put it in one of Zansu's videos.
See, Jordan, I almost want you to watch some of Nux Taku's videos, and I want you to
Oh, God.
do a version of his videos.
Good
like
luck,
a parody.
Jordan.
Zansu Taku.
Good luck, son.
Do a Nux Taku video in 1 minute.
All right, I'll sit down and react
Like,
to his video.
see, I like his videos because they're kind of trolly, but at the same time, I'm like, his voice, the voice he does, is the one thing that makes it hard to concentrate on his videos.
Oh,
It's
I'm
like,
gonna
dude, just
I'm gonna
talk.
YouTube this guy. How do you pronounce his name?
NUX.
X
NUX.
Taku, and it's
Never mind. All I've had to do is type in Nux and it comes up. All right. I've never in my entire life seen any of these videos.
Watch
in my...
one of his videos and you'll understand.
All right, I won't watch it on the podcast
No,
because
no.
that is basically giving him
Hold on.
free fucking views.
Well,
So-
And he might be a shit.
Yeah, he might be fucking stupid.
nah, he's probably
Well, the thing is,
nice.
I've
I don't know
worked
who
with
he is.
Nux
Nux
before,
Taku,
and he's not
seriously, come on
terrible.
the podcast. I want to know if your voice is real, you fuck.
Wait, you've talked to him before?
I've worked
No.
with him before.
Oh, you've worked
Yeah,
with
but
him.
before he started doing those sorts of videos, I think he did some abridging and stuff similar. I can't remember if it was cracks or not, but I can't remember. But
Oh no! Don't get him on the fucking podcast.
I don't remember.
want
I don't
cracks.
think it was, but it's very possible.
Dude, people that do cracks, man, they make me want to fucking die.
What's a crack?
It's just a
It's
compilation
like
of clips.
It's essentially what it is essentially they take my fucking hard-earned work.
You're just a
And then
fucking-
Yes,
just
your
put it
hard-earned
o-
work stealing people's intellectual properties and flipping
Yes,
them.
and then making it better somehow. But
Oh,
like
you always do.
Shut up,
It's
Corey.
like those
Apparently.
Vine compilations where they take the best
Okay,
joke out of your
so in
videos
short,
and then put them
yeah.
together.
and they just put it in the video, but they don't use your footage. They put worse footage over that
All right,
audio.
For example,
that has
this
nothing
wasn't
to do-
anyone I knew.
So it's happened to me.
It's like-
there
it's
was
basically
there was an
TikToking.
another. What they've done is they took the audio from one of my videos and put it over like footage of another, and I'm like, this is confusing me because I'm like, I know that that's not from my video, but it is because that's my audio. And then I clicked. I'm like, they just took footage from another anime and put it over my already parodied anime audio.
For example,
what does that even mean?
That one part from Henneko where it's like, I'm gonna go, I'm too lazy right now, maybe tomorrow. They took that
Yeah.
and put it over Tokyo Ghoul.
Can I make
what the
a
fuck?
suggestion?
That's so dumb.
Can I make a
Anyway,
suggestion?
sorry.
Yeah.
Can we please call
Yes.
this episode Kanye Plays Yu-Gi-Oh! With Nux Taku?
Can we? Yes. It'll get so many views.
It's got the word nuts in it.
No, wait. I'm
Oh,
still
also,
trying to
can
do
you-
my
can you put-
gimmick.
What?
What's the
Hold
gimmick?
on.
Oh, you want to rhyme?
James, what
Biggest
would you
James.
do if you were living inside of a giant screech from Saved by the Bell?
I would put in some earplugs
What?
because that's too much screech.
Okay, so now I am putting in my vote for James and the Giant Screech being the episode name.
Also, you need to put in the thumbnail trending in Japan and in the title of the video in brackets. Will delete soon.
Banned in China.
Okay, fine. I will just to see if this fucking Nux Taku guy talks to me.
He's not a bad guy, as I was saying earlier. He wasn't
Nux
terrible.
Taku, come on the fucking podcast. I want to hear your real voice.
Yeah, we need people that we don't agree with all the time on the
Yeah.
podcast.
Good
That's
idea.
what podcasts do, right?
Well, like fucking
You
Joe
gotta have
Rogan
people
and
that
shit.
podcast.
Yeah, Joe Rogan when fucking Metallica guy comes
I
on,
reckon
and then
if you
also
ask
Bernie
him,
He'll
Sanders
never
is
come
there.
on this podcast. So pull.
Cheese Danish. We definitely need to cheese Danish that.
Yeah.
You got me
No,
on, kid. You don't
that's
want to
not-
put Nux on.
Oh Christ.
Zero, congratulations. You've got your
James,
first
James.
cheese Danish.
What do you mean? We want you on because you're a good boy. Like you're a good friend of us. We don't care about subscribers and shit. We care about who's a
Yeah,
good
we don't,
lad.
I don't give a shit. I like you,
Yeah.
James.
Yeah, we love
Oh,
you.
you're gonna
like
make
you,
me cry.
We love you, Dad.
Oh,
We
God.
miss you.
We
We
miss
love
you.
you, Dad.
When
We
I
miss
when
you.
I visit Australia, you better fucking be around.
I'll be in
Yeah.
Brizzy, which is Briz Vegas,
He's
which
gonna
is
be
the
in
place to
Brisbane.
be.
Yeah.
Also-
to be honest, Zero, if you come to Australia, you should come to Brisbane, and then me and Haley and everyone will just go to Brisbane while you're
Jordan
there.
and I will make a trip to Brisbane.
Yeah.
I
Oh my
will go
god, you
to-
said it right.
As will I.
Brisbane.
Sorry, Brisbane.
No, you said
We're
it
going
right.
to
Don't
Brisbane,
do that.
you
You had
guy.
it
Brisbane.
right.
We're going to Melbourne.
We're going to Melbourne, and then we're going to
Melbourne.
Adelaide, and next thing you know, we're going to end up in the Alice's Springs. And, you know,
Alice
Can we
Sprangles.
swing by Tasmania?
Do you guys
Can
know?
other
Yeah.
places.
I
Says-
want
I mean,
an
hold on. Now I need
want
to-
an
now I need to
Aborigine
ask
throw
you
pee at
guys.
me.
I need to ask you guys this. Okay, guys, look in the chat
Yeah.
and tell me if you can pronounce how this is said.
Newfoundland.
I want the
Newfoundland.
Australian guys to go first.
The Newfoundland.
because I know how this is actually
Yeah.
pronounced.
Yeah, Newfoundland.
It's
dude.
It's Newfoundland, not Newfoundland.
Jordan.
I
Even
mean,
though
it's
spelled Newfound.
literally said Newfoundland.
Oh
Newfoundland.
wait, I can't do that one because there's a. Actually, I'm not even going
An
to say that
old
either. I don't want to tell anyone what state I'm in.
You're in a state of dismay.
Yes.
Think of
Always.
Tasmania as like the Alabama of Australia.
Remember,
Okay,
do you guys
can I
remember
bounce it
when
back to
Jordan
Yu-Gi-Oh just
endorsed
for a second?
Aborigine piss as a sponsorship?
What?
When was that?
Remember, I made
Never-
that.
Why?
I made that picture.
Oh yeah, that fucking
Guys,
one-off thing.
can I bounce it back to Yu-Gi-Oh for just a sec?
Hell
There's
yeah.
Something
Yeah.
I've been.
We're bouncing back to Yu-Gi-Oh.
I've
I'm
been
happy with
bored a
that.
little bit, and I've been watching some Yu-Gi-Oh YouTubers. Apparently, yeah, this is a thing.
Oh,
Oh,
tell me you
please don't
found
say Team
Seymour.
Samurai X1. Please don't
Tell me
say
you
I
found
don't, I don't
Team
know who
Samurai
they are, but
X1.
anyways, I saw 2 videos. One of them was these 2 guys dueling with band-only cards. Their deck was nothing
Oh.
but band
Simo,
cards.
it's
That's
Simo.
Seymour.
You watched
Um,
Simo.
yes, he found-
And I thought it was hilarious because both turns started the exact same. They both used Pot of Greed and both used Graceful Charity, and I thought it was the most fucking hilarious
That's
thing.
the fucking card
Also,
game back
There was
then.
another video
Yeah,
where there's another
yeah.
video where these 2 guys played with only Exodia cards. Their
That's
deck was
Simo
only
again.
Exodia cards.
That's
Simo,
probably
come on the
Simo as well,
podcast,
yeah.
bro.
Simo,
Oh,
come
yeah,
on the
I know.
podcast.
To be
Play
honest,
Yu-Gi-Oh against us.
I wouldn't mind Simo coming on the podcast.
What's
That'd be
going on,
interesting.
guys? It's Simo, and by the way,
What's going on, guys? It's Simo here, and today I'm going to talk about how Yu-Gi-Oh is really good on podcasts.
I
And the
also would love to just have a conversation about the video games.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Mike deletes you.
cyclical. It's all cyclical, guys.
Cyclical.
Celtic
Yo.
Guardian.
Celtic.
Yo, can we talk about the games though for a minute?
Yeah.
Did
What
y'all
games?
play any of those
What
Yu-Gi-Oh
games?
games.
Yu-Gi-Oh games?
What, the video
Oh,
games?
dude, I'm gonna be doing a big review.
Like Nightmare Troubadour and shit, or
I only got to play Dark Duel Stories, which I believe was on the Game Boy
I
Color,
played Duel Links.
and which
yeah, Duel Links.
oh,
Same.
Duel Links. I played
is
Duel Links, and then whatever
Duel
that
Links is fun.
PlayStation 1 game is.
Oh,
That had, like,
Sealed
3
Memories.
discs. Yes, that one was a
So
thing.
my favorite was
Forbidden
Nightmare
Memories?
Troubadour, which
Forbidden
was
Memories,
on
yes.
Forbidden Memories. Yeah, Nightmare Troubadour was on the DS, and that was my favorite one because you could put the code in for the cards, and you could play those cards in the game.
You could do
It's
that
really
in Dark
good.
Duel Stories too.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, but I guess both of them were pretty fucking cool. Well, this one was newer, so I had newer cards.
Dark
I had
Duel
like
Absolutely.
Stories, the
Dragon.
darkest
Yeah, okay.
timeline.
Yes. Did you guys know that the strongest monster in the game used to be fucking that green obelisk guy looking thing?
Obelisk
the Tormentor, of
Tormentor.
course.
No. It
Necro.
wasn't an obelisk. No. He was a
It
12.
was Haneko.
He was literally a 1200 vanilla. What was his name? He was like a goblin looking thing. Haneko. Yeah, his name was Haneko.
Yo, you guys talking about Yu-Gi-Oh video games reminds me. I'm planning to do a review of the 3 big 6th gen Yu-Gi-Oh games. Duels of the Roses, Falsebound Kingdom, and Capsule Monsters at some point.
Oh, dude, Duels of the Roses was a game I always
Can I have
wanted.
a cameo in it because I like Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yes, you can.
Can I just
James
be there 'cause I've
also
always
have a
wanted
cameo?
I'll be
Biggest
there.
Mob James can definitely have a cameo.
Oh yeah.
Let's
we
just
should
all
both
be
do it.
there. I want to
Yeah,
watch
let's
this.
all be
Guys,
in
yeah.
Let's all join.
How about
I fucking love Yu-Gi-Oh.
just the 20 minutes Jordan and I duel, and that's one turn.
Yeah, that's right.
What I'll do? No, you guys record a duel, and then there's an argument where you guys don't agree on a ruling.
Oh,
and I just
you-
keep cutting back
you
to that.
have not been there
already
when Jordan and I are dueling.
It's
I'll just keep cutting back to that. They'll be like, "All right, guys,
You
let's
have
let's
no
step in with
idea
Jordan."
how pissed off I was when
Mate.
I found out that one of his cards sent something for cost. I was so fucking angry. So, for example, there's a card in the game called Kaleido Chick.
Luna Light Kaleido Chick,
It's
baby.
Luna Light Kaleido Chick, which I think is fucking stupid.
She's
right?
my girl.
So this card sends a card from deck to grave for cost. You can't actually negate that because that's its cost. It has to go to grave. For its actual effect is to change its name, right? That's how it works?
Yes.
Is that how it works, James? Yeah, okay. So and then it has another effect, so when it's banished, you can't activate anything in the battle phase, right?
Yep.
I didn't know that, so I called by the grave it, so then it's a... Or what was it? What did I do? No, I DD crowed it or something.
You DD crowed it, and that activated it.
I did something. And then it activated. I'm like, what the fuck? So you get a benefit from me fucking getting rid of
You
it.
shouldn't have gotten rid of
Like,
it.
that made me so mad.
That was the
fuck
argument.
You should have read everything I've ever done.
I
But
read
anyway,
it. I even said, and it also adds polymerization when it's sent. It does a
yeah,
lot.
and then it has like 16 effects. I'm like, why does this island have like 16 effects?
For people
it's
like you to
amazing.
fuck with it.
I was so annoyed.
Dude, I
Anyway.
recently watched a video by what was his name? He used to be the Pokemon guy. Now he's just like a Nintendo guy. I can't remember.
Jay Witz.
Jay Witz. Yeah, I did that video where like
Yeah,
how
I've heard all
cards
about
have
that.
way too much fucking flavor text now, and I agree with him.
I agree with him, but he's using...
You haven't versed in Endymion.
Okay, Jay Witz... Yeah, I was going to say, Jay Witz is just doing this sort of like thing just so he stays a little relevant, I've noticed, but it's good for him. He's branching into different things.
I don't
but, like,
watch him all the time. I just watch a video
Yeah,
once in a while
yeah.
from him.
I have nothing against Jay Witz. I actually used to like his
I
content.
actually,
but I was
when it
just
comes to
sort-
Poketubers,
I've just
I like-
realized his YouTube channel is very standard. It's not really
when it comes to
interesting enough
Pokemon
for me.
YouTubers, I like Tamashi Hiroka more because she actually has some really good
she
information.
is a very nice.
Also, she's fucking
very nice
adorable,
lass.
so-
Yeah, she's cute.
See, I like Jay Witz. It's good to know that there's
Itomi
YouTubers
Tanaka,
out
come
there.
on the show.
Yeah, it's good to know there's YouTubers like Jay Witz, you know, because I like seeing YouTubers that I know I could kick their ass.
Poor Jay Witz.
Let's be real, like we all hated Logan Paul, but he had another fight? It's like,
Oh, I don't
No.
want to fucking talk about this on the podcast.
I'm
But I
not
feel like
just saying.
I could do an impression of Jay Witz as well.
No.
Just be plugging my
Do it.
nose and being like, today we're going to talk about Pokemon Sword and Shield.
I'm so glad I could beat Jay Witz's ass.
All right,
Also, this is a crossover with Nux Taku. Hello, everyone. It's me, Nux Taku. We'll
I
delete
don't
this
know
video
who
soon.
Nux
Biggest
Taku
flexes
is.
in Pokemon.
But I'm afraid
Yours
that
is
he
just
can take
taking the
my
picky
ass.
out of him, aren't you?
biggest flexes in Pokemon. What does that even mean?
What's the number 5 one?
What does that even fucking mean?
I think you need to get number 15.
Number
Burger
15.
King foot lettuce.
Burger King foot.
5, the Burger King foot lettuce.
Number 4,
Nux.
Blaziken.
And then all of a sudden, Mr. Plinkett's there like, oh.
Yo,
Swap
I
right here.
would
Do you
pay
want
to
a
hear those
pizza
two
roll?
have I would pay to hear those two fucking argue.
If I saw that
Properties
thing in
behind
my
all.
room, I would crush it until it was a big brown stain. Oh man.
Oh, by the
I love that
way, did you guys hear that? What's the name of that food reviewer that wears a suit? I forget his name.
Oh,
he's
yeah,
awful.
I know who you're talking about.
Food bro.
Yeah, food bro.
Some bro.
Food bro.
He apparently took a bad fall.
Wait,
Yeah, he was in the hospital.
He was?
Oh,
Yeah.
that guy.
Oh,
The one that's
shit.
like,
I feel bad, but at the same time, I'm like,
what does
my
he say?
disappointment is-
My disappointment is
Immeasurable.
immeasurable.
He's
Yeah,
Review,
immeasurable, and my
bruh.
day's ruined.
my days were-
Review bruh. That's that guy's
Yeah.
name.
I mean, he's just so funny, but at the same time, I feel bad. He's like, he had a bad fall. It's like, oh, okay, I hope you're all right.
Poor fella.
Did he originally like have problems or like
I
health
don't know
problems?
what it was. I just saw a video by him that said I had a bad fall or something, and he talked about it a little bit, but I didn't end up watching the whole video because I had to go or something. But I'm like, I don't watch this guy, but I kind of want to know what's going on. I hope he's okay.
Yeah, I saw that in my thing. I'm pretty sure I saw it like in my
Rio's
recommended.
One of my favorite content creators, Real Young Crip, was actually in the hospital there for a hot minute.
Yo, shout outs to Real Young Crip.
He's actually really good. Yeah, he had some like bad like congestive issues, but all while he was sick. He was always tweeting out, "Guys, they're taking me into the hospital because my penis is too big. Please send help."
Because like 2 other YouTubers were in the hospital, or 2 other fucking people. He did like the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse with him, Review Bruh, and like 2 other people.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
That dude's great.
I'm glad that they can take something like going to a hospital as like a pretty good sort of joke, I suppose. I work in a hospital. They're dreadful sometimes.
Speaking of taking something that is terrible and turning it into a positive, perhaps like podcast banter, I have a story to tell you guys. This is actually this is what I was telling
Charles,
you guys about.
You can tell us your story.
This is I've been saving this for the podcast, and I've only told a few others about this, but this is like one I've like said, if I'm going to tell these guys, it's got to be live, and I got to get their genuine reaction. So anyway, let me just say it right now that aside from the
spell the thesis.
Go on. What?
Spell the thesis.
Said spill the seat.
Spell the thesis.
Oh, spill the thesis.
What the fuck does that mean?
Don't
spill
ask.
the tea.
Boomer.
What's the
All right,
thesis?
let's go.
Anyway,
What's the
so
thesis?
I'm just gonna say it right now. Aside from Noise Boys 5, October sucked for me. I'm just gonna say it now. October was the worst. For a while there, I was dating this girl I knew from San Francisco. Long story short, it didn't go well. Things were not well. And I'm not kidding you when I say this. I think that relationship might have been cursed. Because the thing was, the first day I saw her in San Francisco, I was leaving at night, leaving from the parking lot in the college that she lived near. And somebody hit and ran my fucking car, actually.
Oh shit!
Yeah, somebody like scratched up.
Did you tell me about this? I don't know. I think I
think I might have barely mentioned it to you at one point, Jordan. But like, there's a lot more to this story, dude. Like,
that's crazy.
So my car was hit and run at a parking lot. They didn't even leave me a note. So like the driver's side of my car is all scratched up and all that.
I know that feeling.
I'm gonna need to get some body work. Like, it still works. It still drives. It's fine. But no, that kind of sucks. So I'm like, well, shit. Now I remember why I don't like coming to San Francisco. And so then I'm driving home from San Francisco to my home, and it's an hour and 30-minute drive. So I'm just, driving, going down the lanes, and then about an hour and 20 minutes into my drive, I got 40 minutes left until I am home. I'm like, all right, 40 minutes, I'm almost there. I can do this. The police start following me. And they set off their siren, they put off their, lights, and I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck did I am sober. So I'm thinking, what is going on? So I pull over to the side of the road, which is what you're supposed to do. But then they use their intercom and say, no, go to the exit. There's a fruit stand with free parking over there. So I go over to the fruit stand. I go to the exit, park near the fruit stand. Kind of nice of them, because usually they just stop you right at the road. And
it gave you time to hide all of your AK-47s, illegal narcotics.
No, this is actually where things
This is why
grim.
Doom said you're not good at looking for cops. Jesus.
No, Jesus.
Throwback to when we all escaped that spooky ass mansion.
That was on the last episode.
It was totally awesome, you guys.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
So, anyway,
continue with your police and fruit story.
Yes, the police and fruit story. So I stop over, and I forgot where it is exactly, but I'm in Solano County. And what happens is that the police, I give them my license, and it's like, we got a call that your car was swerving on the freeway. I'm like, really? I don't know. Like, I thought it was just going straight, but apparently I was swerving. Have you had anything to drink or reduce tonight? No, sir. And please understand a couple things about me. Number one, I have very bad anxiety. I could be the least guilty guy in the room, and I'm always going to look like, I always look like a fucking owl, like, because of my big anime eyes.
Yeah, that's true.
I always get these big expressive eyes, and they're always like dilated for one reason or another. So I'm stressed because it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm just trying to get home, and they're stopping me thinking I'm drunk. So of course, I do all the tests. I I do the whole, posturing tests, the, 1 foot in front of the other, follow our, finger, etc. And what then happens is that basically, I do all the tests. I do them as best as I can. Of course, my pupils aren't really following their, out of my peripherals, but I'm seeing their finger. So it's like, are you following? I'm like, I see it going in my peripheral, man. But apparently, like, my eyes weren't moving or something, and I think that has to do with my stress and anxiety. And what happened then was that, like, after I did all that as good as I could, they gave me a breathalyzer. Because it's like, okay, I'll do breathalyzer. Yeah, no problem.
Which should have been the first thing they did, but anyway.
That's what we do.
Nah, police have weird protocols before they have to do all that.
Yeah, they gotta go through a lot of fucking protocol.
Well, here in Australia, it's different, I guess.
No,
Because
but
that's
anyway,
the first thing they do.
so they breathalyzed me. So
you blow ya,
please
guys.
understand that all this day my day in San Francisco, I was drinking nothing but water. I had a cup of coffee in the morning and then just water and a single Gatorade. I was hydrated as fuck. So, like, I know
he
I'm
was the
not
most
drunk.
hydrated man alive.
Yeah, and, like, I've literally, like, I did the breathalyzer, it comes up nothing in my system, and the officer says, okay, just as I figured, you're not drunk, but because they check your pulse is what they do to, like, see if maybe your, like, blood is running high, and I've got anxiety, so they take my pulse, and they see my eyes, and they think that I'm, like, bugging and such, and they're like, well, we think you might be driving under the influence of narcotics, so we're placing you under arrest. So,
yo, that's hard, bro.
No, it gets harder. No, get
They
this. So
didn't
it's
even
harder.
have
So
any of the swabs on site.
no, like, it was just ridiculous. Like, so they arrest me. They give me the option: we can tow your car, or we can leave it here. I said, leave it here. They even asked me about the thing about the little bit of damage on my car. I'm like, I got hit and run. That sucks. So they take me to the station. I did. They're like, do you want to do all the other tests? I'm like, yes. Give me all the things, please. Like, I literally...
I want to tell you and show you
I
how
want to show you
not.
how okay I actually am.
Like, you can drink my pee. It's just water.
It is like...
It's literally the most pure source
like,
ever.
Stick my willy in your mouth and drink my pee.
No,
so
it gets worse. So
Okay.
I'm at the station, they read my Miranda rights as they do. And, are you able to do this test? Are you able to do that test? Yes. And while I'm waiting for, like, I do the other, like, posture tests and all that, and it goes over pretty well. And because they check my blood pressure and all that with, like, the things they have, they say your blood pressure is 100 plus whatever. That's on the same level as somebody on crystal meth or ecstasy. And I'm like, oh. I was like, and it's because I'm stressed. And I was like, I have anxiety. I'm terribly sorry, but you want to take my blood, that's fine. So I have to wait for the blood test. So I'm just sitting there in the sheriff's office waiting for the blood test lady to come in. I got to use the bathroom a couple times. They were nice. Like, they weren't aggressive at all, like, which is the good thing. And like, I'm sitting there, I give them my blood. I'm just like, it's like, I swear to God, if I go to jail, they're going to feel fucking stupid after all this. Like, and of course, because of all this, they took my blood and they're like, okay, we need to take you to the jail now. So they take me to the fucking jail.
God.
I have to have my shit fingerprinted and all that shit. And I'm, like, in this jail cell from, like, 3 a.m. till, like, 9:45 a.m.
Oh, far out.
What?
Jesus fuck. Like, and I'm in with these other people. I don't make conversation. I'm just sitting there.
Yo, did you get a real mattress, or did they give you the big flat piece of shit that you have to roll out?
They didn't give me a mattress. They just put me in a holding. They put me in a fucking holding cell with, like, 4 or 5 other dickheads.
Sorry.
Like 4 or 5 other dickheads, and they give me a bologna sandwich and some those Hydrox cookies.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, no. And so
Okay.
there I am sitting there 4 hours. I'm like, this is stupid. They're going to feel so stupid when they get my blood test. This is the dumbest thing. And I have to get my picture and shit like that. And then they finally let me out. Now, they don't pink slip my license or, like, give an infraction on it, which was nice. Because, like, usually if you're being pulled up for DUI, you get that shit pink slipped and you have to go through the DMV. They didn't do that with me. I don't know.
Well, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why they didn't do that with me.
Probably because they couldn't prove that there was anything wrong with it.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah,
probably not. They probably, I think, like,
they literally wasted your time.
They wasted my time and hours, and that I was in there from like 3 to 4 till like 9:45 a.m. Like, I get a call from my mom. I'm like, "What were you on, son?" Because she could track my shit and know where I'm at, and she got a call from the office, to tell them where I was. And like at first she's like, "You're out," like because she thought I was actually drunk driving, which she is beaten to my head. If you are caught DUI'd, you're fucked. You're out. You're gone.
Yeah.
And I know I'm not. In the back of my head, it's like, I'm not on anything. I didn't even have anything to smoke until like days before. Like, and that was at like my friend's party. And since then, I've, again, hydrated. Like, everything is flushed out of my fucking system, you know? And like,
absolutely.
So my mom gets there.
Yeah,
we
unless
talk
you're
about
smoking
it.
PCP, that's not going to come back 4 days later.
Huh? Yeah, exactly. And I'm
Yeah,
not, and
but
I'm not
you're
even a
good.
regular user. Like, that's another thing, is like, it depends on like your body type and all that. Like, and I'm just like, you know, yeah, like I took the test and my mom was like, at first she was worried, but then she like, my grandma kind of talked her down. It's like, do you really think you would get arrested for this? How much we beat? And she's like, no, you're right. We'll talk to them. And they talked to me about it. And so I got a court hearing possibly this Friday, but we called the courthouse and they might not even get a court. They might just.
Say, what are they going to do it on? Like,
yeah, they're going to do it this Friday. They're allegedly doing it this Friday. We're going to figure
what
out Thursday.
What is
what
the
are they hitting
whole
you
shit
for? Like, it doesn't sound like there's anything else.
DUI under possession, DUI under narcotics. So
But you got a blood test.
And
I
they
know,
said you
but I
didn't.
have to wait for the blood test results, and apparently.
How long
Why would they press
is it
charges if
taking
they
for
don't
these
even have
fucking
proof?
blood
So
tests?
let me see
Yeah.
here. This was October. This was about October.
They would have the test back by now.
No.
It's
That's what I'm
surely.
saying. So no. This was back in October.
Yeah.
So please no, this was mid-October, and we called them, you know, just a few days ago to figure out where the courthouse was officially and what to do. And the attorney general, who's going to be working with us, is like, "You're not even in the system. They might not even give you a court date. You might call back Thursday, and if we don't give you a court date, then you don't have to go."
I was gonna
It was
say,
this
what the?
fucking craziest night, and it was just bad luck.
Did you get that in fucking writing?
What? No, yeah, no.
If
We
they
got the attorney general's name and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, so make sure you have somebody to fall back on because
Yeah.
just in case, if you don't get it, you don't have to go. Like that might not work
this is
that
so-
way.
No, I
This
know.
is all so fucking like bizarre.
It's fucking bizarre.
I'm
like,
doing,
and
I'm
we
doing
told
law
me that
school,
every
and that
person
doesn't
I've
sound
told,
right
like,
to me.
Yeah. James is the right person to listen to this because he's doing that kind of fucking law stuff.
Here's something that I think is a little more ridiculous. How does this police station not have any sort of protocol for anxiety?
you think I don't?
Right?
I have
Because
no fucking
in
idea.
Canada-
2019. It's
in
been a
Canada-
thing for ages.
In
How do you
Canada, if you
test
get
that?
pulled over and they asked if you're under anything, and they're like, "Do you have a problem?" and you say, "I have anxiety," they have they can't just test. They could still test you, but they can't hold you if there's no reason to
But-
do so.
Yeah.
They,
If I got pulled over, I'm anxious, and if they tell me they have to do a blood test, I'm even more anxious because I fucking hate needles. So that doesn't make any sense.
me too. I
It's all
fucking hate
backwards.
needles.
No, it's
I hate
ridiculous.
needles. That's just so.
No,
I'm
it's
trying
the
to
whole
put
thing
myself
is
into
absurd. So,
Charles's shoes. I'd be like, oh, the whole fucking time.
No, because that's
All
what
right,
I was
let's let
doing.
Charles finish.
Outward, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I'll cooperate. I'll take the test. But inside, I'm like, ah! Just,
Yeah, exactly. Like this
screaming.
is too hard. Like, holy shit.
because of course,
My
I just
God.
want to get home. That was my thing. It's like, I
Yeah,
just want to get the fuck
absolutely.
home. I'm
Yeah.
40 minutes away. Come the fuck on. Just it was. Like I said, that relationship I think was bad luck. If I'm being honest,
I was gonna say that is
because
that sounds
I
like
won't go into
a
the relationship
cursed
troubles,
thing,
but
man.
I'll just say it didn't work out well.
No, yeah,
No.
I know it all. We don't need to tell
No,
anybody
we don't need
about
to.
it.
But
It's-
Jesus Christ, that was the crazy story I was saving for the podcast.
just bitches
That's
be crazy.
fucking
That's all you gotta
insane.
Just
say.
the things I saw, I agree.
I swear to God, this is going to be a big waste of fucking time when they're like, "Oh, by the way, your tests came back. You weren't doing drugs, and you're good."
And we look very stupid.
That's exactly what happened. Because even the
And the
attorney
thing is,
general,
they
we
won't
called him.
give
So
you
we
anything
called the
back for
attorney
your time.
general. That's another thing. We called the attorney general, and they openly, he openly said, dude, you're not even on the schedule for this week. They might have
this
already
is-
gotten your blood test result and been like, oh shit. So that's
Yeah,
that's,
and the thing that sucks is you're not going to get anything back for your time.
No.
They're just like, okay, you're free to go.
Yeah,
It's like,
you're not getting
okay,
those
cool.
hours you missed out on sleeping.
No,
back, that's for sure.
I took a little power nap in the cell. If I'm being honest.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I would have too.
Yo,
Fucking hell.
California. I don't know what the fuck is up with California cells. If you can just take a nap in a California holding the cell.
No, I just kind of just sat there and just kind of perched
I was
myself
gonna
up.
say if Charles is tired enough, he could probably sleep anywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
if they throw you in a cell for a while, they just give you a fucking shitty mat and say, "Here you go, do what you need to do." I guess.
Yeah.
Do they let you have anything in the holding cell?
No,
Absolutely not.
not a goddamn thing.
If you have a belt, it's gone. Jewelry, gone. If you have piercings in your ears or face, gone. Yeah, they pretty much leave you with nothing. They take your shoes, too.
Yeah, they take your shoes and they give you little Crocs.
What? They give you Crocs?
They gave us, like, Croc flip-flops.
That's actually excellent.
That's awesome.
You. I got my socks.
You got your socks.
You got your fucking dirty old socks in a dirty old cell.
They let me walk around their fucking floors with their dirty ass socks.
Who else has gotten arrested? Let's
My mom
just
is
end
going to
it on
hear
that.
this.
You're going to be listening to it while she's
Hey,
listening to
Corey's mom, I've never been arrested. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine.
Same.
Yeah, she likes your accent anyway. Wait to see what happens when she hears fucking James.
Oh,
James,
God.
specifically say hi to my mom right now.
G'day, Corey's mum. How are you?
There we go.
Pleasure to meet
Hey,
you.
there you go.
Hope you're having a good day, and see you next time.
She a fine-looking Sheila.
You're a fine-looking Sheila, a good-looking bird. I hear you're a nice lady, raised a fine young man. Tapped you on the flip.
Oh,
maybe down
okay,
on
let's
Sunday.
not push
James is Corey's dad.
Let's
now.
not lie to my mom. She knows who I am.
You've raised an okay. You've raised a boy.
Yo, James is that friend when if you're like me and you're an only child and you're like, yo, I need to bring some people home to my family that are going to give me a glowing review because obviously they can't see me at school all day and know the shit I get into.
Mate,
Glowing
parents love me.
James is that friend. He's going to be like, oh yeah, your kid's great.
Yeah. Straight and narrow, this kid.
He's a good boy, right?
But before we end things off, guys, there's a couple of announcements I'd like to make, if
Go
that's
for it.
cool.
Yeet.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I already announced that that I'm going to be start doing streams on Sundays now.
Ooh.
So same time, 8:30, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays on twitch.tv/Zeromaster. But I have 3 reviews come out since our last podcast. I did 2 for Halloween, and I just recently did one that I was given a review code for called Tiny Metal. If you get Jordan, I don't know if you can link that in the description or shit. But
What I'll do is so you just send me the links, man, and then I will pop them all in the description, the ones that you want me to pop in, and then obviously
just try to like.
If people want to, they'll check the description. Most of the time they don't, but it'll be there. You know what I mean?
Just I've been like pounding it with reviews recently, so I'm just I
man.
want to get those out. I want to get those out there.
Shit.
Also, we're Doom. Are you still doing your streams, or are you focusing on your album? Like, what's going on with that?
So here's the thing. I am trying to not focus. I'm slowly building the album. Because things have been cut, whatever. I'm finally getting music that I can work with. Somebody is actively finding me the things I need to do to make the shit work. The only other thing is, if I've learned anything from, my man Kanye, I'm not putting a date on anything because if it ends up getting delayed, I'm not breaking any hearts. That's stop
true.
telling us when the fuck you're gonna drop an album and just surprise us, dick. Anyway, but I am just trying to slowly focus on because I only have so much time I can record. Most of my recording time is on the weekends, at least for music, because I've got a lot more prep I need to do for that. And I usually don't want to do it when somebody's in the house because I'd rather do it when it's just me.
That's exactly the same here. I like when Nakash is in the house, I'm like, I don't feel like recording. It's probably a bad idea.
Yeah,
I just feel weird. You know what I mean? You want to have that privacy.
I feel the same,
and the other
but
thing
a lot
is-
of people are in the
and
house, so I just say, you're going to hear some weird shit out of my room for the next 2 hours, just ignore
I
it.
used to say that.
I used to say that too. But the
But,
thing that broke me of that habit and probably killed off a lot of creativity is since I'm always listening through how I do my shit, I'll go bar by bar, and if I fucking hate it, I can just get rid of it and I keep redoing it until I like it.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
if I'm hating hearing all of these, I don't want other people to have to hear how many times I hate this.
Yeah,
I
that
understand
makes
that.
sense. I understand that. Like, one thing I guess as well before we do our like shilling to other things is like with recording, I tend to feel like I'm doing better when no one is around. I can be myself. I can be as extremely fucking loud and silly and whatever when I'm recording as I can. And I know Akash doesn't care, but just for the sake of just anybody, I feel like I can, yell and be happy and weird in my characters as to the best of my abilities without having anyone listen besides my neighbors.
Dude, I absolutely get that. But I do most of my best at living when no one's home. Just because I can just go off.
Yeah, exactly.
So speaking of acting and being weird when no one's home, Jordan, Biggest Mob James, when's that fucking parody happening?
We're not going to put a date on it, just like Corey said.
There you go. Everybody, this is what the glory of Jesus is King really is.
So we don't put a date on it, but we'll put a year on it. 2020, possibly. 2020,
January 1st. Got it.
2020.
January 2nd.
Yeah, just stop. First of all, you know how many times if you put yourself to a fucking deadline, you can just be like, oh, fuck it. Like,
so that's a lie. It'll happen when it happens. That's all we're gonna say. I think that's the best we can say because James and I are
time.
Yeah, James and I are in the draft stage at the moment.
Yeah,
so
pitching
we'll
ideas
get there.
at each other.
And we've got to cast people. Yeah, we've only thrown
also,
like 4
Jordan,
ideas.
Put me in one of your fucking things. God damn it.
We can fit you in if there's a boy in there.
You don't have to do it for
we
this.
could have you as a silent.
It.
We could have you as a silent character, not a silent character, a off-screen character.
Make me the desk.
I'm the fucking bench. I swear to God, if anyone else is
you
the
are
bench.
the bench. That is something that has been created in this podcast and will be.
Good. I swear to God, if anybody else is ever the bench.
Also Charles as well, because I still feel bad that we've basically cut him because he's not going to be in Goblin Slayer.
Yeah.
That's not
I did the same thing,
anymore.
Charles. Like, I made him a character in Blend S that doesn't exist. I just made him a character that exists in a crowd, and then slowly but surely he's just becoming. He's becoming a running character.
That works.
What was Charles like? Ponta or something?
But I would like Zero to have a face. You know what I mean? Like have like a character that he can be. It's just hard in a show that has literally only chicks.
I'm not saying for this. I'm just something in general because we never collab on anything.
There's going to be plenty of things. Maybe like when I do ReZero 4 or whatever, or the next Prince and the Pussy. But I guess if we're shilling shit, I might as well say something before James and Charles do.
Yeah.
My watch this is I just finished Dagashi Kashi Abridged. So
I've been
that's
trying to bring this up the whole podcast.
Gucci Kushi,
what? Dagashi Kashi.
Yeah.
Gucci Kushi.
Yeah. By the way, Doom, I want to tell you right now in the podcast that one line where you're like, why wasn't I here earlier? It was just so well done with the face he made. Like he just sort of moves his head to the left like he's looking at someone else. I just think it fit really well. And I'm glad that it turned out well.
I was so high when I recorded that, I forgot I recorded that.
That makes it even funnier. But yes, the Dagashi Kashi one-shot is out. That is the last one-shot besides, I guess, Goblin Slayer, I guess you could say. That was in my backlog that I'm definitely doing, and it's finished. So now I can focus on this new thing with James and Prince and the Pussy and whatever else I conjure up in the top of my head. ReZero, I guess, maybe. But it really goes day by day where I just go, hey, that's a funny idea, and then I do it, right?
Yeah.
But I wanted to make more of a schedule with it, and it's harder to do that way. So I've decided not to do a schedule anymore. So I'm just gonna pump out whatever I pump out, and that's that. Podcast episodes. I also just recently uploaded all of Prince and the Pussy season 1 in one video because that's just easier for people to be like, hey, I can just watch one whole video.
Yeah.
And that. People were like, oh, it's confirmed season 2, which has always been a thing. Mm-hmm. Episode 7 was going to be the start of season 2 anyway, so it was always going to be a thing. It's just, it's been so long since I've done it. So, but it definitely is happening. Yeah, absolutely. Ponta's in the preview. He was in the preview. So there's an episode 7 preview, and he's in that. I specifically made it that because I knew people wanted more Ponta shit, so... That was the preview.
It's actually the fun greatest.
Bruh, I mean, if I could get Thornbrain on the fucking podcast, I would, but I don't think he follows me and stuff anymore.
How long has that show been fucking going on, dude?
Prince of the Pussy? 6 years.
Yeah, because I remember when I had, like, my 1 year of good work, like, I think it started around that same time. And that's why, like, every time I watched your shit, I was like, ooh, I really like how he did that. I have to figure out how he does that. No,
it's just it's been
it's
been fucking 6 years, and yeah, I know it's hard. I might not even finish it on like episode 12, like usually how it'll run. I might skip a few episodes just so I can finish it earlier.
Yeah.
I've got the grand scheme of things worked out. I just don't know how I'm going to put it into script form.
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense.
Jordan,
I've got,
you are just the fucking man when it comes to that
He is
editing
the
shit,
man.
dude. Fuck.
Ooh, I try my best.
Yeah, I gotta say.
But yeah, anyway, besides that, Charles, and then we'll end on James.
Yeah.
Holy fuckles, it's
okay,
Chuckles.
so
What's
I got
going
a
on?
couple announcements. At some point
Yeah.
next year, Skoringo Streams is making a big ass comeback.
Yay.
Listen, I recently heard back from Tony about our screenplay, and it didn't go through, which made me kind of bummed. So I'm like, you know what? I should go back to doing
Oh.
content. I should go back to streaming, and I'm going to go back to not just content with a new project, which I'm not gonna quite announce here, but it's an anime I wanted to do for decades, and I now have the creative fortitude and just gusto to do it.
Yeet.
And on top of that, like I said, Skoringo Streams in that new series, I'll give you a hint. It's a series that if you see me trying to parody it, you will think, you can't parody that, Charles. And I will simply say to them, watch me.
He's gonna
It's
do
Girls
Gold Lyoko,
Bravo
guys.
again.
No, not Gold
It's
Bravo.
Girls
Lyoko,
Bravo
guys.
again. Woo! Girls Bravo 2.
Not this-
Boo, boo,
He's
boo,
gonna do a
boo.
parody of fucking, I don't know, Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
It's an anime.
It's gonna be a Disney. It's gonna be Studio Ghibbles.
Gearbox.
It's going to be.
Cool, fucking Charles. I was gonna call you James for a second there. Whoops.
Studio
I'm keen.
Gearbox.
Very
I-
excited.
I'm keen for that shit.
What
I
does
like
that
parodies.
What does
What?
keen mean? I found out what yeet meant the other day, and I still don't get it.
Keen? Keen is such a
Keen
normal
is keen
word.
Yeah,
as, mate.
dude.
Like, I'm keen as, mate. Fuck yeah,
That's
I'm
keen.
keen.
What the fuck does that mean?
I'm excited for,
Bro,
I believe.
I'm
Or-
very
It's a
excited. I'm
joint.
ready.
Come on.
It's a fucking Australian thing.
It
though.
is.
I know about Keen.
Oh, sorry.
do you know what togs
Keen is
are? Do you know
custard.
what tracky dacks are?
I know what pogs
Blood
are.
note.
You're
Shield
making
coins.
words up, Jordan.
Poggers, poggers.
Listen,
Boo, 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 boo.
listen. Do you guys know what Chazwalzers are?
Yeah, Chaz Walzers, there, those things on the end of your
That
dick.
Chaz Walzers. Oh, is that Chaz Princeton's brother?
Yeah.
Charles. I
It's a
think
made-up
they're
word.
speaking to us in a
Princeton,
Commonwealth
jazz it up.
language.
Jazz it up.
There's like a guy picks up a frog. Bullfrog? I'd have called him Chazwalzers.
They're speaking
Oh, yeah.
Commonwealth chuckles. We must try to decipher what they are saying.
I'm trying, but it's far too
James,
it's
what have
far
you
too
got?
wealthy and
What have you
common.
got coming out? Biggest mob James.
All right. I'll try to think.
Bligish
I
mob
did-
games.
that you can tell us. You don't have to.
All
if
right.
you
Well, as I said, I got 1,000 subs fairly recently, so I did an update video there,
Woo.
which I'm pretty happy with. But essentially, my newest parody I put out was Blend S2. That took a while, just with voice actors and all that, and
Mhm.
I put some effort into it. And
Story of my fucking
Yeah,
life. Yes.
so Blend S2, and that's based on what's called Blend SAS. But yeah, Blend S. I'm also trying to make another one shot on the side. Only problem is getting footage at the moment. It's very hard for me. So
Yeah.
Why is that?
Okay, so everyone knows, and everyone's not a stranger to the fact that it's very hard right now because James got most of the footage from me. So, and then I can't get most of the footage
well, the
now.
last
so
time I
we're gonna
tried to
try
get
and
footage,
figure
for
out-
some reason, my whole computer had a heart attack. It literally just shut down.
I've got a Mac, so my Mac can't have a heart
Yeah.
attack. So that's
well,
why I
what if
do it online.
we?
It gets a Mac attack.
What if
The
guys
Mac
on
attack.
our end of
Watch
things
out for the shack attack.
completely legally get the footage for you, and then we zap it over to you via the interwebs using completely legal things.
That would be
Basically,
great.
somebody
have
to
it.
me
If it can
years and years
work.
ago. Years and years ago,
He's Danish.
signed up for one of those premium anime services where he could cheese Danish anime but
Oh, yeah.
but like it was all uploaded onto like FTP, which I thought was funny. And then he's like, "Oh yeah, I got footage for everything." I'm like, "All right, I'll take it."
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think I know that guy, Chimera
Like, I
Yuri.
originally
Pretty sure I
started
do.
writing-
Come here, Yuri. Come on the podcast.
For fuck's sake. James, continue.
I originally
Sorry,
started
finish what
writing
you
for
said.
Fire Force because I've been trying to
Ooh,
keep
yeah.
it secret, and I took Charles's idea for Fire Farce. That's what it was going to
Good.
be.
Good.
Only
Good.
problem was the idea that I lost all this footage that I now couldn't get, it really threw me off the idea of watching it, and it threw me off the idea of writing for it. So I've got like half a script just sitting there. Like I gave the captain a foot fetish. Like, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Like
fucker
me,
force.
just
I like
kidding.
that.
Yeah, he's like, I don't have
Tasty
any foot
little
fetish, but he
feet.
leaves behind. It's like, the fire comes from the feet.
Tasty little feet.
Yeah, but the other one, I was trying to keep
lick
it secret,
my
but I'm trying
foot.
to remember how I mentioned Arifureta. I want to do that one. I haven't done like an action-y anime before. I want to try it. So
We should do that. We should do that hentai with the succubus. That'd be funny as fuck.
it's a
Hey, if you do that,
Daiseki.
I want in that shit.
And we
I
gotta
wanna
get
be
what's
one of-
his name? What's his fucking name that we've been making fun of this whole time?
Nux
Nuxland.
Nux Taco Bell.
Nux Taco Bell.
delete it soon.
Is that
I'm
what
going
yo,
to
is that-
fucking say the N-word.
Is what he would say.
I also had one more bit of content I was thinking
Mr.
about.
It's for
Obama,
Nux
get
Taco.
down.
It's Nux Tacos.
Jordan,
Yeah,
I
the
seriously
N-word
want
is
you to make
Nux.
like a Nux Taku parody video now.
I will. I don't know who he is, and he'll hate me, but it's okay because I'm pretty sure there's a few other people that do too.
No. We'll bring him on the podcast. It'll be us versus him, and it's not going to be a fan
he's
thing.
outnumbered. He's fuck that guy. He's outnumbered.
Nux Taku, I want to know what you sound like when you first wake up in the morning, because I
He just goes,
guarantee
"Hey guys,
not
it's
like
me,
that.
Nux Taco." I'm just
Yo,
kidding.
we're
It's
gonna-
actually me, Zensu, all along.
No. Here's what's going to happen. We're going to get him, right? We're going to get
We're
him
gonna
into
get
the
him good.
Discord, and then on the other end, it's going to be fucking James the whole time.
It's gonna be James again for the second
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, James, you're only in with him. Can you like?
Yeah, James, how the fuck do you know Nux Tacos?
Oh, well, before
Yeah.
he did all this, actually,
Nux
I didn't get to
Tacos
finish
is a
the
deep
video.
fake for James.
Nux Taco
I didn't get
Bell?
to finish my
What?
point, did I?
Lulu, it's good, Shimasu. Go
No,
on.
yeah. I
Finish.
just realized I didn't finish the story. Yeah, before he made all those videos, like I'm not going to say clickbait, but basically. And before he started doing
It
all
is, yeah.
those, he tried his hand at abridging, and he did a Boruto abridged. And this was around the time that
good.
FedEx guy, my character from Konosuba Abridged, was really, really popular.
Yep.
So he hit me up and said, I want you to play Shikadai.
Okay, so he's like, oh, you're popular.
Yeah,
so
he liked
let's
my
do
Australian
this.
accent.
Oh, yeah, get
so
him
he's
on the
gone, I want
podcast.
you to do Shikadai.
Yeah, let's fucking get him on the podcast. He will never listen to this, so it's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unless somebody were to stooge him off, then he
Yeah,
comes
James.
in.
No, I'm kidding.
I could ask him.
No,
Oh my
remember,
god, he still has his Boruto abridged
No,
up.
no, remember,
Oh,
James
that's
is
so
gonna
funny.
sell us like gold to him.
Yeah, I guess say James will be like, guy, dude, Nux Taco. These guys are so good. Xcaliborg, he has like at least 40,000 subscribers, and Doom TV, and Doom
He
TV,
did the bit himself.
yeah.
Yo, listen,
And
here, just no. What you do is you just tell him that on this podcast is Zeromaster, one of the creators of K-On! Abridged, and he'll know what you're talking
You got it.
Exactly, and then Naruto, the original Naruto abridged, mind you.
original.
Like he'll be so fucking like happy to be on the podcast. Like, get
And me
that
and,
guy on there.
and me and Chuckles will just be like the gangsters you bring, like the G's that just hang out with you.
Yeah.
Like, what's up?
Hey, what's up, man?
What's
we
up?
anime parody makers.
like if Jordan, if that Itadaki Seiki abridged is gonna happen, I fucking want in on that shit.
Okay, then that's
Thing
it.
is, there's
Alright,
actually a
deal.
couple
If we
of
ever
male
do it,
characters
then
on that.
Zero has
I
to
will
be.
help write
I
it
don't
if I
want
need
it.
to.
There's a
I'll
lot
do
of boys.
whatever.
I've seen the scene.
Don't.
I've seen the scene with the titties.
I don't want it. I'm
But
scared.
anyway,
I want the guy who fucks her in the ass.
then I want the guy that fucks her in the front.
Can I watch?
That's
Hey,
the
can I
main
help write jokes for
character.
this, please? This sounds like
I'll be the
something
main
that's right up my
character, that's
alley.
fine.
Wait, guys, I have a role I want to play in this. Can I be the guy who watches all of this action inside the closet while wearing a Superman outfit?
Yeah, I knew you were going to say
Can
that.
I be
yes.
the director, or can I be the camera
Who's gonna play
operator
the
slash?
girl? All right, guys, I have to get a girlfriend, and then she has to voice
I'll do
that
it.
character.
Yeah, I want to be the cameraman.
Get Eloise
Wait,
to
hold
voice
on.
that character.
I could
Christ.
ask. I could hold on. Well, no, wait, hold on.
Terrible.
We have to get somebody who would fit the character.
Oh.
I don't know. Fucking
Dude.
ask Haley. I don't know. She voice act.
Fucking ask
let's just
Haley.
get-
What could go wrong?
Oh, great, more Commonwealth.
More Australianness. She'd do it, I'm sure. Fuck it. It's an anime. It's titties. It's
Can you
hentai.
just
She'd love
message
it.
her right now? Hey Haley, you.
I feel like we'd have to
You want to
contribute
voice
to a
a
Patreon to do
succubus that
something
gets
like
really
that.
big titties, and then also She'd go, yes.
Jordan, I feel like we'd have to contribute to the Patreon to do that. Just because of the nature of the abridged.
True, we'd have to pay for it.
Wait. Is Haley the fucking yes guy from Simpsons?
Yes.
Yo, I'm never not gonna unhear that.
I have a
come on the podcast.
I'm gonna now read
every
every fucking single tweet I read that she does is gonna be as that. I hate you guys.
I just came back from Brazil. Oh my, I bought some new shirts.
I hope she doesn't hear this episode because she's gonna be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
I was gonna say, it sounds like we're taking the piss out of her, but we're not. It's just the voice.
Haley.
I can't breathe.
My name is Pegasus.
If you listen to this podcast,
Is she gonna have to be the next guest on the podcast? Is that what we're gonna have to do?
I guess that's gonna have to happen then. Yeah.
Eventually.
Eventually.
Can we get
Eventually.
some non-Commonwealth fucking people?
Oh come! It's been one person.
Me. Yeah.
No.
Wait, you guys had? Did you
Does,
guys have Spencer
Does
on?
Zodiac Escobar count as count?
No,
we haven't had Spencer on.
Spencer
yet.
would be cool.
Spencer on. He'd be sick.
I
Oh,
think.
fuck.
I think
You
we
just
should.
remind me. There's somebody I have to check in with and see if they're because they said they'd be on the podcast, but I got to check in and see if they'd be.
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool. Oh, don't say who it is, just in
Don't
case.
say.
All right.
No,
Yeah,
I'll tell you who it
yeah,
is.
yeah.
I'll tell you
That'd be
guys
awesome.
off.
Yeah. I believe we should wrap it up because I've got 15 minutes until I have to technically leave.
Okay.
Technically. But I can be a little later if I have
Okay.
to. But yeah.
Jokingly.
But anyway.
Jokingly.
Joe, yeah, his name is Joe Kingley.
Remember when we tried to end this podcast half an hour ago?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was fucking great. It means it's a good episode.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
guys, thanks for coming and listening to the podcast. As always, it's been Xcaliborg, and with me, I have the wonderful crew and also
That's-
James.
yeah, also me.
Biggest mob James.
And also
Biggest mob Hyperion.
Again, everybody sign off. Xcaliborg, it's been me. It has been me, Xcaliborg.
and it has been me, Xcaliborg.
Yep.
It has also been me, Xcaliborg from Canada.
It has been me, Xcaliborg from California.
And this has been Xcaliborg with the better accent.
All right. Peace out, home boys and home girls. I'm sure there's a few of you out there. Bye-bye.
We love you.
Hey, no, the episode's not over.
What do you
First
mean?
time
Why not?
listeners, last
You
time
didn't-
listeners, thank you.
You didn't do it.
What did I do?
You didn't call him. You didn't
Oh!
summon him.
Zodiac Escobar, play us the fuck out.
About fucking time. Thanks for coming to the Noisecast. I really hope that you had a blast. Sorry that the fun had to end. And you know we were just chilling with our buttholes hanging out all in your face. And it's what we do every single fucking week, motherfucker. Yeah, that got really dark really quick. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Bye.